You ride emotionally with this team through the ups and the downs. You may call Jordan Love selfish and make Christian Watson's family be mad at you when you say certain things, but none of that matters when we turn these mics on because I know what you represent, and that's wearing the green and gold, bleeding the green and gold, and losing sleep when the green and gold do lose.
Yes.
Not only did they lose, they lost Jordan Love to what people know as an MCL sprain, to a time frame in which we're hearing reports of 3 to 6 weeks, then maybe sooner than 3 weeks. How the hell are you?
Today, at 2:01 on Monday, after a Friday game, I'm doing all right. I'm in a good mental space. I'm in a pretty good mental headspace.
Thank you, Stro.
I had an opportunity.
This is called the early justification or denial.
I'm in when you go from saying take my leg instead to being like, okay, 3 to 4 weeks. You go from tragedy to like triumph, right? Because the Packers have a chance to still triumph with Jordan Love actually coming back. So it was shaky, yo. It was shaky.
I still am confused. I'm not a doctor, obviously, but there were plenty of replays where it looked like something popped in his knee. I still, beyond my world, can't figure out how a knee makes that motion, but it's just a sprain. Now, I'm happy it's that, but I can't comprehend how that works. It's almost like when Giannis fell in the Eastern Conference Finals back when they won the championship.
Oh my
and
gosh.
his knee twisted in ways where I didn't think you could possibly...
It went back.
Where you could possibly come back and then put up a 50-burger in a closing performance.
These guys are freaks.
They are.
They're freaks.
That's why they get paid the big bucks. So you wanted to give your leg away, but you're good. You're good?
Yeah, I'm in a good headspace now. At that point, then I wasn't too good in the headspace at the end of that game.
Did you sleep?
Well, fellas, I'll give you a quick play-by-play of what happened. And so sitting down there in the basement watching my nice new TV, watching the Packer game, enjoying it. Yeah, very cool. And Jordan Love drops back, and I see he kind of scrambling, moving around, and then he throws the ball to Josh Jacobs, who catches it. And I'm like, okay, all right. And then they say, oh, no, Jordan Love is writhing in pain. And so I see him writhing in pain, and I'm literally just like, oh, no, what is going on? And immediately I see him kind of get off the field, kind of, walk a little bit off the field. They help him off the field. I'm like, okay, maybe he's okay. Maybe he's okay. I'm hoping Malik Willis can get things right. But then after the game, Packers lose. After the game, I start going on the Twitter X, and I start typing in Jordan Love anywhere I can. Jordan Love in Google search, Jordan Love in Twitter X. And all I'm seeing is a lot of negativity. Guys talking about, this could be ACL. This could be all these fake doctors. And so literally, I found myself on my phone to probably about 12:45, 1 o'clock in the morning, not being able to sleep because all I could do is think about Jordan Love. Jordan Love being hurt, what this means for the Packers season, what this means for my bet that I made, what this means for Jordan Love's future. Like, I was just in this headspace that I could not sleep.
Did you guys hear his bet was ahead of Jordan Love's future?
No, and then I also woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You know what I did at 4 o'clock in the morning? I typed in Jordan Love on Twitter. I could not sleep throughout the night. Then I woke up again.
They're still on the flight home.
I'm checking any updates. Then I woke up again at like 6, 7. I checked again, and I had tired myself out because I didn't go back to sleep right away. I had tired myself out, ended up sleeping almost 9 o'clock that day because of the fact that I was just in so much distraught and so much pain of Jordan Love being injured and what this means for the Packers, what this means for Jordan. I couldn't sleep, fellas. I couldn't. Y'all were texting that night. I couldn't even respond.
Yeah, you went radio silent.
Silent.
Yes, my girl, we were watching the game together.
Did you talk to her?
Nope. I got up, went to the bathroom. I said, I'm going to bed. And we walked upstairs. I didn't say another word the rest of the night. I laid down in bed silent. I didn't say anything.
She didn't say, baby, are you okay?
How long until you had like a very normal conversation with anybody on Saturday? How long did it take even through Saturday to regather yourself?
Well, by Saturday, I'm checking social. My girl, actually, I woke up at 8 because my girl left she had to leave to go to work. And so I remember she congratulated me. She said, Kyle, I'm so proud of you. Because it was week 1 and your levels, you got to save yourself for the end of the season emotionally. And she said she was so proud of me emotionally because I didn't do anything. I just went.
You got a good girl, Kyle.
I just went to bed and I was silent. I didn't say anything to anybody. I was silent and somber until the news came out that Jordan Love, his ACL was intact, MCL. But let me tell you this right now. You talking about the song Silent Night? Y'all know that song? Mm-hmm. That was me. I didn't say anything. I did not say anything. I just took my behind the bed and looked on Twitter, looked on Google to try to get updates all throughout the night. I mean, I'm telling y'all, I felt like I lost somebody. It was tragic. I shouldn't feel this way.
Well, no, you can't help how you feel, and it represents what the Green Bay Packers as an owner of the team means to you.
Yeah, I mean, the Packers have a very specific area of your heart, Kyle, that no other team or person can reside. And when it experiences pain like this, you got to feel your feels, man.
I started blaming myself, Brad.
I love when Brad is going with his, like, talk normally, and then he hears the Silent Night, and then he goes, Kyle, and I just...
But it worked
Be a little more tender.
I felt I was to blame because I never placed bets on, like, I don't go to Potto like that. I'm not a big Potto guy like that. I love Potto.
That's for me, baby.
But I fell in love because I was all part of it. It was fun. I'm like, this is easy money. It was easy money. And so I'm just sitting there like, dog, like, did I jinx it? Did I get too confident? Like, and then, I don't know.
800-990-3776. Was anyone else's weekend completely ruined by the Packers / Jordan Love? 800-990-3776. We will be your therapist, Brad and I will, as we are well trained dealing with Kyle Wallace after a Packers loss.
Yeah, and as therapists, starting to help KBN Nation. I'm not going to lie. I mean, even I didn't envision my NFL Week 1 going like that, because if you guys remember, I was at a party and we're watching the game and it's kind of back and forth, and it's kind of a sloppy game on both ends, but the Packers didn't look like the team we were hoping they would. But there's general liveliness of the party, and it was fun. And we're all watching there, and it's casual, it's fun. We saw Jordan Love go down, and it was silence. It was like, oh no. Like, it was almost as if breaking news happened that would be like really depressing. It was like, it stunned the party. And then obviously Malik Willis had 2 plays that were catastrophic. And everyone was just like, okay, we're going to go. We're just going to leave the party.
Yeah.
So everyone just kind of like went their separate ways. So it was a gut
No
punch.
goodbyes. Everyone just walks out with their head down.
Like scratching our heads like, I guess we'll see you guys later.
It was depressing.
It was depressing. It was a shock. It was a gut punch. And I think, I know when I went home Friday night and even waking up Saturday morning, I expected the worst. I was like, okay, here we go. Here's going to be a full season without Jordan Love. Maybe we get a top 5 draft pick, right? Maybe.
Oh, wow, Brad, you went all the way to the deep end.
Well, yeah, without Jordan Love, that's what you're looking at.
Yeah, I guess I was looking at patella tendon tears and what's MCLs. I was looking at, I was a doctor.
You should know this with all your knee surgeries you've had.
Listen, I got ACL, so I told myself, well, I mean, I saw the pop, but like, it didn't seem like it might have been an ACL. I was trying to figure out what the heck was wrong. I was Googling all types of stuff.
And so my takeaway was, so, okay, we hear that it's a MCL sprain, so it's going to be a few weeks, okay? Okay, so Jordan Love's going to come back, so there's optimism. This is kind of like, if I'm going to be like your therapist or like guidance counselor a little bit, this is like, okay, you had a setback early in the semester. You're just going to have to grit your teeth, and it's going to be a harder semester than we all thought. Like, I think it's going to be hard for the Green Bay Packers to have a lot of immediate success. So when Jordan Love takes back over, this won't be a stress-free season. They're going to have some very important games that they got to go off and win if they want to be a playoff team. So it just got a little bit more stressful.
Now, I'm curious here as Tim chimes in the 920. What is most frustrating is we should have never been in that position at the end of the game. Do you put any blame on how the game played out to get to that spot?
I mean, yes.
Good point.
I do. I really do. When your defense has those type of turnovers, this offense in year 2, we need to start capitalizing on that. That is something that the Green Bay Packers had an opportunity. The defense did their job early. They were able to get you great field position, and you were only able to come out with 6 points. And that is just not good enough for a team that wants to be a Super Bowl championship team. The offense, right? Offense is what we believe the Packers were ready and going to be good to go. It took some time for them to get going, but when the defense stepped up the way they did, our offense needs to capitalize because our defense is eventually going to catch up to the offense, but we needed them to be starting off fast, which they did not.
800-990-3776. Greg says you're being dramatic, Kyle.
I am not being dramatic. How am I being dramatic?
Why'd you look at me?
Why'd you look at Stroh?
Because he was all in your ear, so I didn't know what was going on.
We were talking about something else.
I don't know. Greg must not be a real Packer fan because you cannot, as Brad just talked about, he was at a house with other people who enjoyed the Packers, and Brad's not, he likes the Packers, but he's not a huge Packer fan because he has the shield on him and other people paid his bills. But like at that point, when you saw that happen, and then if you went to social media and then you saw the pop in the knee, who wouldn't be sad? Who wouldn't be concerned? Who wouldn't be worried about not only Jordan Love's health for the remainder of the season, but also how good the Green Bay Packers are going to be the rest of the year, especially when we had all this conversation about backup quarterback leading up into this game?
I mean, Packer fans don't know what it's like to have a full season of a quarterback that's bad. I know that Aaron Rodgers had some collarbone, some concussion, but to go literally a full season of a quarterback that's not a quality top tier, maybe not top tier, but an above average quality starter, Packer fans don't know what that's like. Even I don't know what that's like as my history of enjoying the Packers. It is a bleak existence. I thought that's what we were in for 2024, and I'm just thankful it's shorter than his long.
Well, as Jalen chimes in right here on the YouTube, he says, "We paid Love like a superstar. I expect more previous to the injury." So I do want to know this, and I think it could be a decent poll to jump off here, Strophy. Did Jordan Love live up to your expectations pre-injury? Right? I mean, at the end of the day, he was 50%, 17 and 34. He made some really, really good throws, and he missed some really, really big throws. So I'm just curious because you did pay the man $55 million plus annually. Largest contract in NFL history, or at least tied for it. Maybe not in guarantees, but he's in the realm of highest paid until Dak Prescott, like 40 minutes before they played Sunday, signed an even bigger deal. They're paying him to be a franchise quarterback. Did he live up to what you were looking forward to in the game against the Eagles? So that was a good opponent. Yes, the field sucked, but there were some moments where I was like, hopefully that's not the... And then I was like, oh, there he's back. Like, he kind of took me on a roller coaster. So I guess Brad, as the former NFL guy, taking emotion out of it as we talked to Kyle, what did you see?
No, I mean, he didn't play like a $55 million quarterback. I mean, you would expect that to be top 5 type numbers and starting caliber. And he didn't play that way. He looked a little bit out of rhythm. The offense looked a little bit rusty. He missed some big time throws that you got to make if you're going to be a top tier quarterback one. And I want to just say, you know what? It takes a minute for the offense to get their feet underneath them. It was a sloppy field, all these things. But those are just excuses. We've seen other quarterbacks come out and look really good week one. I mean, I think guys like, Dak Prescott looked really good. There's other quarterbacks that you'd say, these are the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL, and they looked really good, and they looked like they were a top-tier quarterback. Jordan Love didn't necessarily look like that. He didn't look bad, but he just looked good. He just looked okay. And I don't want to lean too much into judging that because it was just one game. And that's where I would like to see him build momentum. We saw him at his best when he was letting it fly, momentum with the offense. I guess I don't know what else you'd expect when you have so little game reps with everybody else in the preseason. I think this is what you get when you don't play guys in preseason very often. So.
And Daniel chimes in, held to the no to my question of living up to expectations, 6 points off of 2 red zone turnovers. Let's go to Diana McGuanago, 800-990-3776. Apparently she has to speak to all of us, so buckle up.
Hey, Dirty Diana.
First of all, the field was crap. That played a big part in it, of Jordan getting hurt, I believe. I think he's going to bounce back really quick. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people, and I think he's going to come back even stronger. And it wasn't all on Jordan Love. Some of those passes that he threw to some of our receivers, they dropped. So it wasn't all on Jordan Love.
I appreciate the call, Diana. What I will say, and Brad can maybe further this a little bit more for me, it's really hard to get injured in the middle of an NFL season and come back stronger. That's usually where the offseason can, do some things to strengthen up.
Yeah, and I reached out to some medical professionals and just wanted to know a little bit about the MCL.
Cool.
Apparently, the MCL is the stabilizer, and correct me if I'm wrong out there, medical team, in the knee. So they need to make sure it's actually good to go.
Hold on. Did you just say, correct me if I'm wrong, medical team? Like we have a medical team?
I'm sure there's some medical
you think
professionals
we're just on in the
KBN
surgery
Nation.
room?
No, there's some KBN Nation medical doctors. They don't work. They work a couple days on, a couple days off.
So you're telling me we're just going to trust him and Oregon's word when it comes to the MCL, even though we can't?
I got a physical therapist guy.
Oh.
See,
they're not.
But we know he's a certified physical therapist.
Yes, correct. But they get the injury and then they rehab you back.
But Tommy in the 414 texting us saying, "Hey, I'm a surgeon. You're just going to buy that, Bradley?"
Say that again, Strofe.
I said Tommy in the 414 text and says, "Yeah, I'm a medical surgeon. I'm a knee surgeon. You're just going to buy that?"
Yes.
Yeah, why not?
Everyone's looking for hope right now, Strofe.
Yeah. He'll come back in a week.
Well, guys, I was actually a medical student for 3 days, and I believe Jordan Love will still win the league MVP.
Stevens Point has a medical program?
They do, but I was not actually in it. I lied just like anybody else could.
800-990-3776 for your responses, reaction, anything regarding the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles game. I do want to know if Jordan Love pre-injury lived up to your expectations. Plus, what we're going to do is we usually do this at 3:15. We're going to do a cheers to and pour one out at 2:15 here. 800-990-3776. If you want to cheers to somebody, if you want to pour one out to somebody, you can do that from the game. We'll be hitting that next. Kyle, Brust, Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Women ask you, do you love me? Why do you love me?
Wait, why am I always the one doing that? Tell me why you love me, baby. I need you to make me feel better.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Greg Matzek, Gary Ellerson, the day after reaction show you need in your life.
This offense, Matt LaFleur's side of the ball, dragged this whole team through where they are right now.
It's Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Mondays with Greg and Gary.
The defense got hot at the right time. That might be what we're seeing here with the Packers defense as well.
Live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios from 6 to 8 p.m. every Monday on 94.5 ESPN.
True Chicago-style pizza is thin, crispy, and cut into squares. And thanks to Connie's Frozen Pizza, you can enjoy a true slice of the city. You'll enjoy it so much you won't even mind where it comes from. Connie's Frozen Pizzas are made from the same cornmeal crust Connie's has been serving for over 60 years. They're perfectly cheesy, perfectly saucy, and they're exactly what you crave. Get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born in Chicago, loved by cheeseheads. Available in a freezer aisle near you.
Time is running out on the Brewers regular season. Hurry up and catch the Crew battle the Diamondbacks September 20th through the 22nd for College Night and a Brewers Puppy Vest giveaway on the 21st. Get your seats now at brewers.com/tickets.
Milwaukee College Prep, dedicated to closing the opportunity gap for children in Milwaukee, redefining what's educationally possible so more children can pursue their dreams. Join me, Good Karma Brand's founder CEO Craig Karmazin, and Milwaukee College Prep Thursday, October 17th, and take a stand in closing the opportunity gap for Milwaukee scholars. Your support means quality education accessible to over 2,000 scholars in Milwaukee's most challenged communities. Milwaukee College Prep is closing the opportunity gap. To learn more and purchase tickets, go to MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com and click support.
Hey sports fans, looking to level up your next private event? V Private Bar Services is your game changer. Move beyond the ordinary. V Private Bar Services crafts custom cocktails tailored to your brand and your guests' taste. Imagine a bar experience that's as unique as your business. Our expert mixologists will create a memorable experience that your clients and team will rave about. From signature cocktails to full-service bars, we've got you covered. Be the MVP of your next event. Visit vprivatebar.com to book today.
Wake up! It's time to find your sleep oasis at IKEA. Without a great night's sleep, you can't be your best every day. IKEA has everything you need to create your perfect sleep solution. From stylish beds and mattresses to essential storage, IKEA will quickly have you in a deep sense of relaxation. Get organized with IKEA's bins, baskets, and under-bed storage for a clutter-free room. Finish off your oasis with dressers, wardrobes, and nightstands. Discover your bedroom inspiration and solutions at IKEA Oak Creek today or IKEA.com/US.
At Fleet Farm, we're proud to offer everything you need for everyday life. We're even prouder to offer it at the best prices guaranteed. Like Sprout Sweet Mix for livestock, on sale for $9.29. Or 2.5 gallons of diesel exhaust fluid, everyday low priced at $6.99. And if you happen to find a lower price, we'll match it. Any day, every day. Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed.
Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff. We like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated and uncompromising. Like an award-winning men's grooming experience from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue, just south of Putes Road. Open 7 days a week, even Sundays. Walk in anytime, and before you know it, our talented stylist will bring you back to a simpler time. A time when you were handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Maybe a little soon? I understand you're trying to go for optimism here, Alex Rofer on the show. I don't like it. Kyle, do you like it?
I'll take any positivity I can get.
All right,
just to keep us hyped up.
Remember, it doesn't matter what I feel. It's about what Kyle feels.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, we're good. Anything that can bring any positivity around Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers, the fact that Jordan Love will be back.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman. We're here with you. Alex Strofer on the show. Riley Yauk back at the ESPN Madison Everlight Solar Studios. 800-990-3776. I asked all of you of KBN Nation, did Jordan Love live up to expectations pre-injury? Let's go to Mike in Sun Prairie. Mike, welcome into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Hey, guys. Trying to hang in there on a Monday, waiting this press conference, see what kind of news we get. But I kind of want to just give him an incomplete grade because he did some good things. Like, he threw that ball out there to Jaden Reed. It's not easy to hit a guy when he's that wide open, so that was positive. But that interception brought me right back to that 49ers game. That was a horrible interception. I mean, he got baited by Zach Vaughn, a linebacker, into throwing that terrible throw to the tight end. That just had no chance of going anywhere. And if you look at how his contemporaries fared yesterday, Trevor Lawrence, 12 for 21 for 162. Joe Burrow, 21-29 for 164. He did better than those guys, and they're in his salary grade, so...
Hey, Mike, I love the perspective. I love the research and information comparing to the draft class because that's what we've been doing, right? The whole offseason, it was comparing to the 2020 draft class and even 2021 because I think that's Lawrence. Lawrence was the next year in 2021. Yep. And those are the counterparts, right? But we also know that he's being paid like Dak Prescott now. And like again, throw the money aside. You want him to be playing at a high level as the other quarterbacks in the NFL. Some were doing, and some obviously weren't. There was bad rookies out there. Brandon in Lake Mills, 800-990-3776. Your thoughts on Jordan Love before the injury?
I thought he played well. The last caller kind of took my thunder on that a little bit. I mean, we got to remember, he didn't play well at the beginning of last season. But guys like Tua Tagovailoa and Joe Burrow, those guys that got the big contracts, they didn't play very well yesterday either. So, but my main thing is I hear a lot of people blaming the field for Jordan Love's injury. I want to know what you guys think about the fact that he decided to step up in the pocket and then turn around and turn his back to the defense on that play.
Well, I think in those situations, it's just a little bit chaos, right? I mean, you don't really have a really good pocket awareness when you're trying to have guys get downfield and have it be an end-of-game Hail Mary type situation. So it wasn't good pocket awareness by Love. I'll say that much, to work his way back into all the defenders. But you have to have a little bit of grace with him because you're trying to let the play develop, and it's just
they need something
chaos.
Downfield.
Yeah,
yes.
and you need time to do that. And the Green Bay Packers offensive line, outside a couple of guys, I wasn't very much impressed with them either. So it's not like Love had a ton of time in the world, and they didn't run block very well too. So
800-990-3776. Did Jordan Love live up to expectations? I keep saying pride or injury, like the injury was early in the game, but it's literally at the end. Again, I thought the callers so far have sort of hit on a lot of what we hit on early. There was some good moments. He made some really good throws, and there were also some moments where it was it's just again, I like the incomplete grade so far because as Brad said,
don't cop out like that.
No, because you want to be critical and you want to react to what had happened, but it is week one of the NFL. You can't overreact to anything that happens in week one other than the fact that we know that he's injured and he's going to be out at least this week until we hear more from the Packers.
When I was critical on how little Matt LaFleur was playing the starters, including Jordan Love in preseason, most of the response from KBN Nation was, listen, you're going to get the kinks out week one anyway. It's kind of like week one, and then, continue with the rest of the 16 weeks. But I'm okay getting all the rust out week one. I think we saw that. I think when you only played 3 real snaps in the preseason, this is the kind of effort you're going to get. Not effort, but this is the kind of results you're going to get. Mm-hmm. It's just a little bit clunky and rusty and sloppy.
800-990-3776. Gerald in Fond du Lac. Welcome to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Hey, thanks, guys. So big thing that I picked up on to, I don't know, make it kind of more of an incomplete grade or harder 2 grade is, I mean, that field was absolutely terrible. How many times was he slipping and then had to try and, throw a pass after that? So, I mean, that's stuff that's not going to happen for the rest of the season. So a little tough to grade. And then just on, grading him against his contemporaries, I know we all look at that $55 million a year that he's getting. His salary cap is less than $30 million. So if we're looking at people that are getting paid actually the same amount as him, we're looking more at Daniel Jones type money.
Yeah, no. I mean, I hear you and on trying to do that, but Daniel Jones has thrown more pick sixes than to his own teammates the last more pick sixes to the defense, to touchdowns to his own teammates. That's a little unfair for Jay Love, especially after that.
Stat.
Yeah, wild stat. The one thing I do want to caution right now is I feel like it is a little bit of a defense mechanism is immediately comparing to other quarterbacks. Again, like the Burrow. I get it because we have compared to them in the past, but you also need to look at it from what Jordan Love has versus what Burrow and Lawrence had. I don't need to talk about Jamar Chase being out for the majority of the offseason because he's holding in or whatnot, and then T. Higgins being out, or what Lawrence's situation is in Jacksonville. This is a team that is built around Jordan Love. Goody developed the team to have 4 wide receivers, 2 tight ends that are growing with him, right? We all saw progress last year of what they were trying to do, and you'd like all of them to take that step up this year. That's why, again, I'm still okay just looking at the Packers and making this incomplete because it is week 1. The only the extra thing that I want to add on here is I do believe that the field plays a major factor. Brad, you can speak to it more from a football side, but I can tell you, whenever you play, I played basketball, right? At a decently high level. But if there if there was a basketball court that was slippery or there was humidity when it was cold and there was wet spots, it majorly affects every decision you make. Can I make that cut? Can I do that? Is Jordan Love thinking, can I step in through the pocket comfortably when I take my back foot to go forward?
And sliding all night,
it
on that
absolutely has an impact on your play. That's why I think it's overly unfair to be really critical, but if you want to digest the game and take it as a sample size, absolutely.
Yeah, and the field does play a role. I mean, when it's that slippery and you don't have your base underneath you, it's more dangerous than if you're playing at full speed because, as you said, Ben, you're thinking about it. You inherently know, consciously or subconsciously, that you can't put your foot in the ground. You can't cut. You're overthinking, and that's not how you're supposed to be playing football. That puts your body in harm's way. You're better off going full speed, everybody rolling, everybody slipping around. And when I thought about that, I thought about when I did play in London. When you play on soccer fields like that, it's a different sod, it's a different grass. They keep it more naturally wet, the grass. That's why you can see soccer players slide tackle and it's slick. It's the worst thing you can possibly have in football, when your feet matter almost more than anything. Mm-hmm. So when guys started slipping, I was thinking to myself, whoa, boy, we're in for a long night.
800-990-3776. Adam chimes in. He didn't look bad, but he definitely looked rusty. I think that's an intriguing point.
Yeah, Jordan Love definitely did look a little rusty. It took him some time to keep going. But listen, for me, grade is a C+, because at the end of the day, Jordan Love did not play up to the level of expectations that we expect to see from him week in and week out. That's what the bottom line is. But watching that game, there were moments where you were sitting there, you were smiling and noticing how fun it was watching Jordan Love out there at quarterback, right? That is something for me as a fan watching Jordan Love. Like, man, this is great that we have this guy as our quarterback. And so overall, Jordan Love did not live up to, we want him to throw for, a better passer rating. We want him to have overall better, more clean game. But at the end of the day, it's week 1 and him being healthy is the most important thing. And so I give him a C+.
Ron in the key, 800-990-3776. This is either going to be great or horrible, as it always is. Ron, you're up.
Hello, Benjamin and all. First of all, the money doesn't mean anything to me because whoever signs last gets paid the most at quarterback, so I don't even care about that at all. As far as the field, both teams were playing on it, and honestly, it's far closer to Lambeau than it is to anything else. Lambeau's always slippery, too. I don't think it got him hurt. It probably helped him. And then as far as his grade, the biggest thing that stood out to me is what's standard in football. The lines were the biggest difference in this game. Our offensive line didn't play good. Our defensive line did not play good. I think that was the biggest thing in the game. Wyatt, Walker, and Gary and Jair I say will all be gone as soon as it's fiscally able for the Packers, because none of them are close.
Well, I appreciate the call, Ron. I actually think he makes a good point about the trenches. If we're going to go inside football a little bit, yeah, the offensive line wasn't great. The defensive line wasn't great. But at the same time, I disagree with everyone. I don't disagree with everyone, but Rashawn Gary, no shot. I'm going to take one game here after that contract that they signed, knowing what he's capable of. Need to see results, no doubt about it. But week one, I'm not saying, as soon as fiscally able, Gary's gone. No chance. Chris in Muskego, you're on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Hey, gentlemen, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing all right, Chris.
I'm doing fine. I'm getting sick and tired of everybody talking about what they paid Love. It's the going rate. Deal with it. Subject matter over. I thought Love, he played average for not getting much live time against opponents. I don't care about their so-called practices that they had with other teams, because he's still wearing a red jersey and isn't really going to be fear of getting hit. I think they need to play a little more in the preseason. I thought our offensive line needs to suck it up. They play like a bunch of sissies. They got pushed around. They need to man up. They got to realize they don't have Aaron Jones who can make that quick step through the hole. Jacobs is a little slower getting through the hole, but he's more a powerful runner. They got to adjust on how they got to block. And the defense needs to show up more. They missed their blocks and gaps for the run game. Walker needs to come up and make a hit instead of sitting back there chasing guys over the middle. But I think you're going to see a lot more young guys getting a lot more playing time. Wilson, he overran it on the one play, where if he would have stayed home, he would have had the running back in the thing instead of picking off 30 yards. But it's game one. We'll see what happens in the future. We'll see what goes on with the new substitute quarterback coming in. If they can get 2 out of the next 4, I'd be happy.
Chris, that was a fantastic call.
Excellent.
Let him cook, Chris.
Excellent.
They don't treat him like a substitute teacher in the classroom going crazy.
I would like to know if
did
it. Chris sounded like a high school football coach.
Yeah, he did.
He had some real high school football coach energy to him, and I loved it.
Bunch of sissies.
Coach Chris.
I love it.
Coach Chris in Muskego. I don't know if you're a coach, but you might need to be. We'll continue taking your calls, 800-990-3776. Did Jordan Love live up to your expectations prior to his injury? Plus, we'll get to cheers to and pour one out. Everything going on with Malik Willis and Sean Clifford, who will likely be elevated from the practice squad. All that and more. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Kayla Williams sucks.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher, and summer is here. But if you want your parking lots and asphalt to be ready for winter, you have to remember the 3 R's from Johnson & Sons Paving. Reseal every 2 to 3 years. Repair when you see signs of cracking or potholes. And replace if there's constant standing water, buckling, or sinking. Don't scare customers or tenants away because of a bad parking lot. Connect with Johnson & Sons today before minor repairs end up being huge headaches. Schedule an appointment at johnsonsonspaving.com.
Don't miss a moment of football this season at 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee, your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 15 locally owned food vendors, a self-serve beer wall, over 50 HD TVs, and game day specials. What more could you need? If you're not at the game, this is the place to be every Saturday and Sunday. View the vendor list and 30 self-serve beer options at 3rdstreetmarkethall.com. That's 3rdstreetmarkethall.com.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
I'm really looking forward to this.
Me too.
She absolutely nailed it.
Are you talking about Jenny Sambeline? Yeah, Jenny and her pendant, the music in a mother's heart. Hi, Rick. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Monica. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Jenny.
Jenny, we're going to produce your pendant design as a limited edition collector's item and put a few of them in all of our 8 Kessler stores.
Congratulations, Jenny. Wow, this is huge. Jenny, we expect the music in a mother's heart to sell out very quickly.
We'll also make a few available online.
I designed that pendant from the memory of how my mother made me feel when we'd sing together.
How often did that happen?
Constantly. We'd sing along with whatever was playing on the radio, or sometimes we would watch a musical on TV and sing along with that.
At just $124, the music in a mother's heart is going to sell out lightning fast.
I'm buying one.
I'm buying one.
I bought the prototype the moment I saw it.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make some money? Have you bet on sports before? That probably did not go great. I can help you make money. Go to FatJackSports.com and get dialed in to turn a profit. The picks are emailed to you. They're on your personal portal on the website, and you can pay less than $50 a week for longer packages to make money betting this football season. FatJackSports.com, the only place you need to go. 100% transparent, and will turn you profit this season at FatJackSports.com.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesch Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, serviced, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
Are you looking for a reliable ride? I've got you covered. It's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta. I use AccuTrans Group for my private transportation needs during the college football season. AccuTrans is a veteran-owned business dedicated to providing unmatched corporate, personal, and event-related transportation that you will use again and again. From corporate travel and weddings to group events, AccuTrans Group caters to every occasion. Booking is easy, safe, and dependable. Visit AccuTransGroup.com to get a quote or to book a reservation today for reliable and safe transportation.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
800-990-3776, asking KBN Nation, did Jordan Love live up to your expectations? Also, if you have anything outside of Jordan Love, we're happy to hear from you. It's Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofer on the show here at the Gruber Law Offices Studios. Riley Yauk, the Yaukmeister in Madison. Let's go to Cooper and Sheboygan, 800-990-ESPN. You're up on Kyle Brust and Nortman. Coop.
Show, super fantastic. Hey, I would just like to say, for as much as there were plenty of follies, on both sides of the ball, obviously missed tackles, slipping, some inconsistencies with catching passes. By and large, my takeaway is, I'm relatively unrattled by it. I think there was more good than bad, and obviously the injury to J-Love, hopefully isn't too substantial. But I'm excited for this season. I thought I saw more good than bad, and what was maybe, poorly executed, I think is, stuff up.
Yeah, no, I agree. I actually agree. I don't come away from that game where I'm too disheartened, because I actually believe the Green Bay Packers have an opportunity to respond in this, right? Like, I'm not all doom and gloom for this season. I did see some bright spots overall from this football team, and so I'm not sitting here thinking like the Green Bay Packers season is over. It is a bump in the road that the Packers are going to have to overcome, but I think he's absolutely right. There are some bright spots that you can take from this, and the thing we have to understand, what week is it?
Week 1, but there's a big obstacle ahead, Kyle.
What's the big obstacle ahead? You talking about with Jordan Love being out?
Yes. Yes, it's kind of a big obstacle.
But
Brad, hang on. I want you to go. But Brad, you said something that I think is so important, right? When people want to pick at Jordan Love and say, like, hey, wasn't that great? Kyle couldn't sleep because why? The team can't be a team without who?
Jordan Love. When people wonder, like, should Jordan Love be making $55 million a year? It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for a guy that started 1 year. This proves Jordan Love's value to me. The fact that when Jordan Love goes down, now we're talking about, can the Packers even win one game without him? When he was out for the whole season, I was thinking,
ridiculous.
I was thinking, oh my gosh, here we go. This is the Packers being bottom of the barrel. So the fact that, the line between the Packers and the Colts next week. They were like a 5-point favorite. Now they're like a 4-point underdog. It's like a 9-point swing. Jordan Love just being out. So it's critical the fact that they're missing him. That's obvious. But you're right, and the last caller actually said it really well, and I want to touch on that. There were enough fireworks. There were enough good things for me to take away and say, you know what? This team's got it in them.
Mm-hmm.
I see enough of what I saw last year in Brust for me to be confident that they are a good team and they will put it all together. However, Jordan Love then gets hurt. And it's like, well, wait a minute. Now we have to put that all on pause for 2, 3, 4, 6 weeks, whatever it is, and try to pick it back up then. I felt like if Jordan Love didn't get hurt, I'd walk out of this game saying, look, they look rusty, they look sloppy, but it's there. And I think they're going to build on it the coming weeks. But now we put that all on hold, which is just incredibly frustrating.
Can we just remember the guys that are defense, and I'm not making any excuses for this defense and not being able to get off the field in the fourth quarter because that all looked way too familiar what we saw under Joe Barry. But can we just remember who was across from us? Saquon Barkley, who is one of the best running backs and second highest paid, I want to say, running back in the NFL. He was across from us. We didn't do good enough stopping him. A.J. Brown was across from us. Devontae Smith was across from us, and Jalen Hurts. That is some of the best skill positions that we will see throughout the entire season that we went against week one in a new defense. So, yes, losing Hurts and losing Jordan Love sucks. But for me, I think the Eagles are going to be okay this year, and I think the Packers are going to be good this year, and I think we just saw 2 of the top 4 teams in the NFC matching up week one on a terrible field in Brazil.
Follow-up question regarding the defense. You're right. What you just described about the Eagles, that's an elite offense right there. But so is the Lions, so is the 49ers. Like, there's a lot of elite offenses that the Packers are going to have to figure out if they're going to be a Super Bowl team.
And look how well the Packers, I mean, again,
do you think they're going to improve
how well?
enough? Do you think they're going to
400 plus yards?
They forced some turnovers, so I mean, understand it got to be better. But
do you think they're going to improve enough to actually be able to handle these offenses at some point?
I truly believe they're going to improve as well. And in the playoffs, games become a lot more tighter as well. And it seems like the Packers defense in the past have kind of stepped up in the playoffs. Not all the time, but we've seen it last year. We saw it the previous year as well. And so for me, I think that overall this football team is going to be in a better position come week 18 than what they are right now week 1. It's going to take time for this defense to come together, new assignments, recognizing what they have to do. The guys that we saw start yesterday, or excuse me, on Friday, are not going to be the same guys that are going to start come week 18 for the Green Bay Packers because of injury and because people stepping up. So for me, I left saying this defense has some holes, they have some things, they have some people that need to step up, but I think we do have the talent in order for this defense to improve. So I don't want us to write off and be mad about that because of the fact that they did not perform to the level we want them to. It's going to be okay.
Who are you?
Listen, I had multiple days. When you
a mentally healthy Kyle
I just want y'all
Wallace
to understand, when you go from thinking your quarterback might be done for the year to him only being out for 3 to 4 weeks potentially on the short end of it, you have a whole different perspective on what a football season is, because you go from saying, oh my gosh, what am I going to do for the next 17 weeks to saying, okay, all right, let's see if we can get through it.
Brandon, Lake Geneva, 800-990-3776. You're up on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Hi, I just wanted to touch up real quick on the Jordan Love and everyone talking about, the slippery field and the incomplete grade. If we look at the last 2 years that Aaron Rodgers played his first game, if you look up his stats when we got boat raced by the Vikings and the Saints, he was like 153 with 2 interceptions, and he was 195 with 1 interception. And in 2021, he went on to win the MVP. So I think everybody needs to calm down and realize that it was mainly rust. He wasn't the only one that wasn't playing that great. Lots of flags, and obviously, shooting themselves in the foot in the beginning of the first quarter didn't help them at all.
I appreciate the call, Brandon. 800-990-3776.
RELAX. Relax.
Now, Steven does chime in because the one thing that our last caller just mentioned was some of those slow starts, and he says he's disappointed in Matt LaFleur because for the 4th consecutive year, the offense has come out and been sluggish, and with an experienced quarterback and experienced offensive line, they failed to have the team ready to play at the beginning of this season. I think that is kind of intriguing because of the slow starts that were mentioned, but also what Brad has been saying and kind of been the voice of these. I know this is the way the league is going. These practice reps, these joint practices, they're not the same as game reps. So you be the judge of where the value is on those. Brad, you were at a party. I know you joined the Players Only with Mark Tauscher on YouTube during the game. I'm guessing you cracked a carbless after you had some fun on there.
Oh, yeah. At the Packer party on Friday night, I brought carbless. They had carbless as well, so thank goodness. When everyone else grabbed the carblesses, there was more there. I was sipping a carbless at the Players Only watch party, and all night I was drinking carbless. That's because it's what the go-to. And shout out to young Riley Yauk, who's on the table in Madison. I talked to him, and he said, you know what?
The Yaukmeister?
The Yaukmeister. He said, you know what? I hear you talking about carbless all the time. I just figured I'll go ahead and try one. And he said, boy, it was just as good as you're talking about, maybe better. He had black bear raspberry. Yes,
remember my happy hour? You know what I did at my happy hour? What they had on there?
What's that?
They had carbless. What did I say? Give me one of them.
Oh.
Give me that raspberry. I think it was raspberry.
The black raspberry.
Yeah, I said, give me that.
The
give me
black
that.
raspberry. That's
it
what
was
young,
delicious.
And as you try and cut down the carbs, Kyle, only 100 calories.
It was looking
You've
good,
been listening.
Kyle.
I didn't feel fat after drinking it.
That's right. I mean, Kyle's listening to what I'm saying. Riley's listening to what I'm saying. It's about time you listen to what I'm saying. That carbless, you'll find out that list is more. That's because it's no carbs, no sugars, only 100 calories per can, gluten-free, less carbonation. That means I do experience less bloat. I feel good when I drink it, and I just have a guilt-free experience when I'm enjoying my carbless. But not only that, man, the flavors are off the charts. You heard Kyle and Riley love black raspberry. Black raspberry is unbelievable. It's a good first one to try. Doesn't stop there, though. Classic cocktails like margarita and Moscow Mule. The margarita 4-pack, it still feels like summer out there. You might as well try one of those. I know that probably tonight, watching Monday Night Football, I'm probably going to crack back and have a carbless. You should too. Less is more with carbless. Find them online and at retailers near you.
We go to Cheers 2 and pour one out next. Look forward to hearing from all you even more next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I'm going to quote the great Martin Luther King in this.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to bring up MLK. You know what he said? Oh, wow. He said, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. And you know what matters to me? Booing Craig Counsell and booing the Chicago Cubs.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light.
I think I'm going to have to bring Romeo Dobbs into the Tausch stand category and start promoting and pushing him more.
Wilde and Tausch.
I feel like he is just so
criminally.
Like, he's an afterthought for too many Packer fans, and I think he's going to have a bust-out year.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
$1 million. That's big, really big. This September, Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is handing out a cool million, and you've got a shot at winning your share. The big $1 million giveaway is here. Just play with your rewards card and you're entered to win. Couldn't be easier and couldn't be bigger. No wonder it's called the Big One. For more details, visit paysbig.com/big one. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff. We like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated and uncompromising. Like an award-winning men's grooming experience from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue, just south of Putes Road. Open 7 days a week, even Sundays. Walk in anytime, and before you know it, our talented stylist will bring you back to a simpler time. A time when you were handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Looking for a better used car interest rate? At Ewald, we make it easy to save thousands during the used car rate reduction event. Get rates as low as 4.9% on Ewald Automotive Group's best used cars. 4.9% on over 600 vehicles at 10 locations. Increase your purchase power with a better used car from the name Milwaukee has trusted for 60 years. Don't wait. Get a better rate. Available to very well qualified customers. Up to $20,000 financed for up to 48 months. See dealer for details. Offer expires month end.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at Right Choice Tax Resolution. April 15th has come and gone. Now the love letters from the IRS and state start coming. Those certified green envelopes seem to strike fear in the person or business that gets them. You may also be lucky enough to get a personal visit from a revenue officer if you owe a lot of money. If you get a letter or visit, contact us immediately. We can help. We don't make judgments about why you got a letter or visit. We just want to help you resolve your situation so you can get on with your life. Don't let your bank account get wiped out, your paycheck or Social Security check get cut in half with garnishments, or a lien put on your house so you can't sell it or get refinanced. The state can even put a hold on your occupational license. Make the right choice and visit rightchoicetax.us today. Schedule a free meeting so we can talk and come up with a solution to solve your situation now. If you wait, it will not go away. That's rightchoicetax.us.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. Visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
Spending more time at home? Don't forget that 94.5 ESPN's on your smart speaker. Just ask Alexa to open 94.5 ESPN. 94.5 ESPN on Alexa is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
What's wrong, Kyle?
What are we doing? Why are we playing Taylor Swift today?
You still get triggered with Taylor Swift.
It's a Jordan Love.
Okay.
All love songs.
All right. You know, if we're gonna play some music like this, I want to play some ratchet music. Something to get me hyped up.
Give Strokes
Ratchet love music.
Ratchet love song.
Give me one with the word love in the chorus, and I'll play it.
Okay, I know Sexy Red definitely got some stuff.
Hey, no,
she's
we're
talking
mad
about
at her
love.
though.
She canceled the concert. It is what
And
it
she
is.
canceled her first pitch yesterday at AmFam Field. We're mad at her.
What happened?
You're in control of the Love Ratchet songs.
She didn't sell enough tickets, I guess, so she canceled a bunch of tour dates in the Midwest.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman here with you. Alex Strofe running the show. UKBN Nation 800-990-3776. I see your texts and your calls continue to come in. Adam does chime in and say, Brad, you definitely need a carbless after that whooping he gave you in our KBN Fantasy Football League.
Hey, Adam gave it to me. Not only did his guys just go off, my guys were. I think he beat me by legitimately 70 points.
Yeah, he's about to put up.
Embarrassing.
He's about to put up more, I think, with a Monday Night Player.
Yeah,
so we'll be first place, Brad.
Already second place to last.
Yeah.
Let's go to Cheers
place,
2 and
Brad.
pour one out.
The weekend is over, so let's pop some bottles. It's time for Cheers 2 and pour one out on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
All right, so every Monday following a Packers game, we're going to want to cheers to and pour one out specifically to whatever happens in the game. So if you want to chime in, 800-990-3776 or tweet us at KBN ESPN on Twitter X. Feel free to chime in. We'll start off with Bradley Nortman.
Guys, this is an easy one, but I got to do it. Cheers to Jayden Reed. I am not ready to call him. I know we have a big debate of hey, who's the number one receiver? I am ready to declare Jayden Reed is the number one weapon. That alone is about as honest as I can be. He might not be the number one wide receiver, but he is the number one weapon on this Green Bay Packers team. 138 yards through the air and a touchdown, and that 33-yard run for a touchdown. Whenever he has the ball in his hands, he is electric. He's a playmaker. He's a game changer. Matt LaFleur would be wise, I'm sure he's going to, try to figure out ways for Malik Willis to get the ball in Jayden Reed's hands early, often, and quickly. Cheers to you, Jayden Reed, for being the Packers' number one weapon.
Yeah, no, I disagree. Number one wide receiver.
And Nick chimed in right as you said that. As sloppy as the Packers were, they were in the game until the end. My main takeaway is Jayden Reed is a dog and needs 10-plus touches a game. There it is.
No, I was going to say cheers to Jayden Reed. I'll switch mine over, but cheers to Jayden Reed for sure. You say number one.
Cheers.
No, he is the number one wide receiver. The conversation, the debate is over. He ended that. That boy had two touchdowns. On top of that, he had one callback. One callback. The boy is nasty. He's dirty. He is a difference maker for this football team. So cheers to him, but also cheers to Xavier McKinney for coming in and making an impact right away on this football team. And so we're going to see, I'm telling you, at the end of the season.
A positive impact or a negative impact?
No, positive. Positive. By the end of this year, it's going to be a positive impact.
I'm asking specifically in game one, was Xavier McKinney a positive or a negative impact?
Yeah, it was a positive impact. He got an interception early on in the game, and he wasn't a big I mean, if he's got to tackle a runner, more than likely somebody in front of him didn't do their job. So I think he did a good job. Only allowed one completion. So yeah,
Kyle got a little excited over the early interception.
I think so too. Yeah.
So you guys think Xavier McKinney?
No, I don't think he's going to be a net negative.
I don't think Jair or Xavier McKinney played that well, but they both had interceptions.
No, I think Xavier McKinney.
It's very much like you look at the box score and you're like, oh, our two highest paid, defensive backs
right.
had made plays, but there's more to the game than just the turnovers.
Yeah, I think you have to watch the film over again. I don't think Xavier McKinney was the
Watch the film.
I'll take a peek tomorrow.
I don't think he was the big issue. Tell me why I'm wrong.
I don't want to waste time on that. I'm going to echo Brad. I'm cheersing to Jaden Reed because I just want to take it a step further, right? Christian Watson, 3 catches, 13 yards. I know he had a touchdown, but
you are not cheersing to Christian Watson.
No, I'm further cheersing Jaden Reed on his impact. Romeo Doubs was Romeo Doubs. He was a 5-catch, 60-yard guy. That is what we've grown accustomed to. Maybe he'll have a game where he pops for 100, but he's Mr. Reliable and Mr. Consistent. Dontavian Wicks, a lot of people are high on. 3 targets, one drop.
Yeah, he wasn't good yesterday.
In a time where all we talked about all summer was who's going to emerge. Again, there's a lot of season left, but you gotta be optimistic with his playmaking ability after a rookie leading them in reception yards at 800 and having over 100 yards rushing. Already has 33-yard rushing touchdown and played great making plays for the offense. I'm also gonna double down and cheers to Jaden Reed. Who are you pouring one out to, Bradley?
I'm pouring one out to the Packers special teams. You guys know that I take special teams seriously, and I'm just waiting for Rich Bisaccia, the $2 million man, to turn the special teams around and make them a net positive for the Green Bay Packers. That just didn't happen. I mean, look at all the culprits on special teams. Keyshawn Nixon, end of the game, he doesn't take a touchback out all game. And he decides on the last possession when time is critical, I'm just going to take this touchback out or this kickoff back and take it to the 16-yard line and waste time. That was absurd. Then you've got Braden Narveson. Thought he kicked well, but of course he did miss one up the off-rights. I'm not going to be too hard on him. Still a rookie kicker, but didn't go 100% like I hoped. And then finally, for Daniel Whalen punting, he punted all right, but on a punt that was when the game was tight, 26-24, and the Packers were up, he had a 56-yard bomb. But guess what? They had to repunt it because of offsetting penalties, because of illegal formation on the punt team, and then he only had a 41-yard punt. That's 20 yards of field position right there. The special teams need to figure it out, particularly if you're going to have Malik Willis. Green Bay Packers need to win by defense and special teams. Special teams, step up and wake up.
Yeah, I'm pouring one out to this football field. We talked about it a little bit before. This field, honestly, I'm being so serious, and not because I'm a Packers fan, but overall, it was completely irresponsible for them to be out there slipping and sliding like that. Like early on, that was an issue. Every time I see my quarterback drop back, and when he puts for Jordan Love, his right foot, and he plants on it to try to do a little hop, and his foot is slipping and sliding in his stride back, that's not good whatsoever. He's doing something simple that all quarterbacks have to do, but if he can't get his feet underneath him, that shows you how poor that field was. From the very first moment of that football game, whether receivers from the Eagles that were slipping and sliding or Packers, it just takes away from the integrity of the football game because you're not getting the actual quality of the product that we want to see. So shout out to both teams for being able to weather that terrible football field, but the NFL does need to rethink. If we're going to do these international games, we need to make sure we have a field that doesn't attack or jeopardize the integrity of the football game, because the guys played through it, and I understand you got to play through elements, but that is just absolutely irresponsible to have guys slipping and sliding like that throughout the entire game. Guys can get hurt, and we saw Jordan Love. He didn't get hurt because of that, but not being able to maneuver the pocket like he wants to because of the fact he has to hesitate is probably playing a role in the fact that whatever happened on that play potentially. But I hate it. I hated that field, so pour one out to that.
Aaron Fredonia chimes in. He says, cheers to Braden Narveson. He didn't make all of his kicks, but damn it, they went straight, unlike my golf shot or Anders Carlson. Pouring out to the 2024 backup QB plan. I'd like to pour one out quickly here to Jair Alexander. Look, you may think he is still a gamer, right? I know it was one big play from A.J. Brown that he got beat on, but also A.J. Brown's other 3 catches were all for first downs. You pay him for these situations, if he's going to be in more man coverage than ever, to make plays on the guy he is lined up against. A.J. Brown is no easy task, but also Jair's being paid the second most of any cornerback in the NFL and needs to play at that high level. Plus, running out of the end zone, take a damn knee, man. Yeah, trying to get blockers in front of me. What are you doing? Just get so frustrated. I feel like a fist in the cloud type guy with Jair sometimes. That is it for Cheers 2 and Pour One Out. I look forward to these being a little more positive. Especially if you have to do the Pour One Outs after a loss. They feel a little bit more...
They sting.
Yeah, they sting more.
A little bit more.
Yeah. We'll be back in 2 minutes, continuing the conversation around Jordan Love and all of your comments. Plus, we put a poll out there on Twitter at KBN ESPN and on ESPN Milwaukee. What will the Packers' record be by week 6? We'll hit on that and more in 2 minutes.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Wallace. Right now at Universal Windows Direct, get 0% financing for 60 months, restrictions apply. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to uwd.com to schedule your free in-home estimate.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust for Road America. The best place in Elkhart Lake is America's National Park of Speed. Make the most out of your summer at Road America. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road course that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Up next, the Aaron's Art on Wheels weekend, September 13th through the 15th. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com. That's roadamerica.com.
There's a good chance you're on a budget. We all are. But she wants a diamond. You know it. I know it. And Robert Hack Diamonds knows it too, because they offer a huge collection of lab-grown diamonds, and they sell them at crazy prices. How about 2-carat total weight diamond studs for $8.95? Robert Hack Diamonds can get any size, shape, or clarity in natural or lab-grown diamonds. Don't buy until you call Robert Hack Diamonds. $8.95 for a 2-carat pair of diamond studs. Oh, baby! Robert Hack Diamonds in Greenfield and in Brookfield. Why overspend when you can save at Robert Hack Diamonds for the same diamond you're looking for? Some jewelers are charging nearly $5,000 for a lab-grown diamond. Not Robert Hack. Your visit will be worth it, and she'll think so too. Robert Hack also offers repair services and cash for your old gold. But remember, before you do anything, as I did, RobertHackDiamonds.com, and visit them in Brookfield or in Greenfield.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
On Twitter at KBN ESPN or at ESPN Milwaukee. What will the Packers' record be after week 6? Unfortunately, right now, not a lot of optimism, understandably. Kyle, I want to ask you before I get to the results. I don't want you to be skewed.
What the record's going to be?
That's what I just asked.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't quite sure if you were talking about that directly or not.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
You got to be very direct when you talk to
Hey,
him.
Kyle, what do you think the Packers' record will be after week 6?
Yeah, for the Green Bay Packers overall.
Good producing, Strofe. Got to know. You got to. KYP, know your personnel.
Yeah, exactly. Know your personnel, number one. Thank you for saying great producing by me. Great hosting by you. Great hosting by Kyle as well. Everybody at 110% here on this Week 1 Monday.
Good first hour, bad first minute of the second hour.
Hey, overall for the Green Bay Packers, I just think they have an opportunity. You're talking about for the next 6 games. I think the Packers can go 3-3. And I trust and believe that Malik Willis in this offense, you said the next 6 games, right?
No, by week 6. Good.
Oh,
so 5 games.
5 games. Thank you.
What's their record going to be after week 6? They can be 3-3, or they can be 4-2, 5-1, 1-5 or 2-4. Those are the only options.
They obviously have one
there could be
loss
ties,
already.
damn it.
The Green Bay Packers after Week 6 will be 3-3, and I have confidence in this because I believe Matt LaFleur and this offense and what they're going to be able to do with Malik Willis in their schedule as well.
So you're basically saying they're going to be 2-3. Like you said, this team will manage. You think 2-3 is manageable?
Yeah, I think
that'd be 3-2.
No, it's 3-2, not because they are 0-1 to
Even
start the
more
season.
so.
And so when you look at the schedule overall, they play the Arizona Cardinals in that time period. I think the Green Bay Packers can beat the Arizona Cardinals, and also they play the Tennessee Titans, which I saw against the Chicago Bears. Their offense is as anemic as what we think our offense is going to look like against Malik, with having Malik Willis as well. But this is the thing where I feel like everybody's so doom and gloom. This is not a position the Packers haven't been in before. Do we remember that Aaron Rodgers has been hurt before, and our team has been able to maintain and sustain in order to find a way to stay afloat with Aaron Rodgers being out? And so we just need to calm down, because how much I love Jordan Love. Jordan Love is not to the level that Aaron Rodgers was to the importance overall of what he can do and the difference he can make in a game. Like, Jordan Love is very important, but he ain't Aaron Rodgers. I believe that Malik Willis can have an offense that's set up and designed around him where he can be successful. But that falls on the new running back in Josh Jacobs, be able to establish the run game. You talked about using a versatile player in Jaden Reed. We have to be able to do that. But it comes down to Matt LaFleur being able to scheme up an offense that has the opportunity for the Green Bay Packers to step up and do something really good. So I really feel confident that Matt LaFleur is going to put an offense around Malik Willis in the sense of using his legs, quick passing, and using Josh Jacobs in order to win these football games. And I believe our defense can step up against the Titans, they can step up against the Vikings, and they can step up against the Cardinals as well.
A 3-2 over these next 5 games with Malik Willis would be absolutely stunning.
That'd feel like 5-0.
Yeah, it would. I mean, I would be leaping for joy if that was the case. But here's the reality: over the next 5 weeks, we're going to truly see how great of a head coach Matt LaFleur is. If he's the great, elite, top 5 coach that we not only want him to be, but I think some believe he is, he will be able to concoct an offense that's actually going to still be effective with Malik Willis, with his limited raw skills. Very athletic and very high ceiling, but with how Matt LaFleur wants to run an offense, he's limited. So can Matt LaFleur go to the lab and concoct something that is going to be effective, be able to score 20 or more points? If he can do that, Matt LaFleur will prove he's an elite coach. If he can't and the offense struggles, nothing wrong with that. He's dealt a tough hand for these upcoming weeks with Malik Willis. But if Matt LaFleur is going to be an elite coach, he will be able to draw something up to have this be effective. So we're going to see how great of a coach Matt LaFleur is. For me, boy, 2-3, I would sign up for that. If you could tell me we could guarantee 2-3 over the next 5 weeks to be 2-4 when Jordan Love comes back healthy, I would be okay with that. It is so incredibly hard to win an NFL game. It just is. I don't care if you're playing Indianapolis, the Rams, or the Kansas City Chiefs. It is so hard to win. All the games, except for one blowout to my gosh darn Carolina Panthers, all the games are close. That's because everybody's so good. When you have a backup quarterback in there, particularly one that's not very polished in Malik Willis, you're going to have a hard time winning games. You need your defense and special teams like the Chicago Bears this weekend. If your quarterback's going to struggle, you need elite special teams and elite defense. So to me, that's the question I'm asking. Will the defense and special teams be elite? I'm hesitant to say they will.
Yeah, I'll answer the question for you with no hesitation. I have no confidence that the defense and special teams can uplift this team with as a limited offense that Malik Willis will bring this team. They're not going to be able to run the same style. They're going to have to make short, quick passes. We're going to see a lot of get it in Jaden Reed's hands and get guys blocking out in front of him. Josh Jacobs is going to need to be a bell cow it's almost like Josh Jacobs is like, damn, I just left bad quarterback play, and now I'm back running the football with this team.
That's so true.
But at the same time, right, you talked about it in your pour one out to the special teams. It's still a rookie kicker. Now, he looked better than Anders, but he was 3 of 4, right? He missed a kick. Daniel Whalen's not a world-stunning Torrey Taylor. I hate to even say it, but Torrey had a good game. I know we've talked about him when he was with Iowa. He's now with the Bears. That doesn't give me confidence. Penalties on special team is another thing we saw this week that we saw all of last year. And not to mention, it is a new scheme and the same guys on defense. At what point would I sit here and lie and be like, you know what, I feel really confident that this defense and special teams can help propel the Packers to some wins? I have a hard time doing that with no proof in the pudding.
Do y'all remember when Jordan Love made his first career NFL start?
Yes.
Who was that against?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
And then,
good point.
Boom, roasted.
Yeah, exactly. Against the Kansas City Chiefs. Was that a blowout?
No, but it was
wasn't
ugly.
close.
It was ugly, but it was ugly because your defense did what? And granted, I don't think Mahomes played in that game, but it was ugly. But your defense did what?
Wait, Mahomes didn't even play in that game?
I think it was Chad Henne versus.
Stop.
You're cherry picking right now, Kyle.
I'm not cherry picking. We can go back.
13-7 was the final.
We can go back in 2017 when he was hurt and Brett Hundley had to come in. I believe the Packers were 3-6 during that time where he was out. But my whole point is this: is that the Green Bay Packers have shown us in the past that this defense can help us when they really need to, right? Like, we shouldn't be talking about the Green Bay Packers. Oh, if they win one game, I'll be surprised. Do we really feel that bad about this football team that they can't compete with the Indianapolis Colts, that they can't compete with the Tennessee Titans, that they can't compete with the Vikings who don't have a quarterback, that they can't keep up with the L.A. Rams? Like, do we have that much not faith in
Sam Darnold looked all right for the Vikings.
And Kevin O'Connell's a good coach.
Against the Giants, fellas. What I'm trying to say is this. Have some faith and have some hope in this defense.
He is scrambling right now.
This is Packer.
He lost Jordan Love, and he is full scramble to make sure this team is in a position to win games like they did when they were 2-5 last year, and Jordan Love made a comeback. I understand what you're doing.
The defense has some potential, fellas. We can't just
I'm so sick of the word potential with this damn defense.
They played against the Eagles. I'm telling you, the next guys that luckily I get these games at home, and they're not playing against a dynamic offense like the Eagles offense. Yes, the Vikings have some guys, but let's see Sam Darnold against a real football team and not the New York Giants. And Anthony Richardson looked good yesterday. The Colts have some weapons, so we'll figure what's going to happen out with that. But guess what? They have to come to Lambeau for week 1, and I believe that our defense has enough horses in order to slow them down. So all I'm saying is this, is we're all doom and gloom and panic. Let's just have some faith in our defense and have some faith in Matt LaFleur.
I like to put faith in things I have belief in.
Oh, my gosh. Well, okay,
so
why would I have faith in the past from the defense and special teams?
I can't wait to look back on these next 5 games and say I told y'all so.
I hope
need to believe
we
in the
hope
Green
you're
Bay
right,
Packers.
but you're using the word hope and faith a little too much over something
I believe. I believe that this defense has what it takes in order for us to beat the Tennessee Titans. I believe they have what it takes for us to beat the Minnesota Vikings. I believe they have what it takes for us to beat the Cardinals. Now the Rams and the Colts, we're gonna find out, but also color me maybe, rose gold color glasses for the
Green
Packers.
And gold goggles.
Green and gold. I feel confident that Malik Willis has the athletic ability to be able to find ways to grind it out for us and find victories. We talked about how trash Caleb Williams was a couple days yesterday. His defense kept him alive in that game.
But they were coming into the year with a good defense and special teams.
Okay, you know what? 5 weeks from now, I cannot wait to October 14th when we come back on air, and we're talking about the Green Bay Packers staying afloat and Jordan Love getting ready to come back. I'm telling y'all this right now. I have faith in this defense. I have faith in Matt LaFleur. I have faith in Jaden Reed, Romeo Doubs. I put Christian Watson there, I guess. And also this offensive line to get it together for this football team and Josh Jacobs for this football team to be okay while Jordan Love is out. I cannot wait for Jordan Love to come back and lead this team after Malik Willis keeps us afloat.
Will chimes in on YouTube. Oh, great. Kyle believes. That makes me feel better. Thanks, Stro.
All right, well,
hey, October 12th.
I think we're underselling this defense. They forced 2 turnovers early.
They also gave up 30-plus points and 400-plus total yards. To
Saquon Barkley.
I know, but it's a byproduct of I'm not going to be continued to be burned by the past, and believing in the defense is something that it's not. Brad, I'd love for you to tell the world about Gina Della from Pella right now, because she is sensical, unlike Kyle.
Oh, she sure is. I mean, we were there last week, and we got another taste of all the innovative, quality, premium product that Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin has. I mean, when it comes to now the winter coming, the fall and winter coming, you got to take seriously what your windows and doors look like. And not only look like, but what they do for your air in there. It can totally transform your home, increase the value of your home, decrease energy costs. And with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, they're offering a deal right now to get windows as low as $18 per month and patio doors of $81 per month, but you got to order by September 30th. The quality, craftsmanship, and innovative design, it's in every Pella product. I want you to experience your own Pella product in your own home. Check out PellaWI.com or call them and say that KBN or KB la la la.
KB la la la.
KB la la la.
That was Gina, baby. That was Gina. Tell him you called. Mike chimes in 800-990-3776. Clairvoyant Kyle.
Oh, that's so good.
The ability to see into the future, baby. We're going to find out. We're also going to talk to Jason Wilde next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman
Pull my baby out the goal. Y'all, get him out. Ain't no way in the world my baby going to get hit that many times with a puck.
on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Starting off with a bit of a backup along westbound 94, right out of the Marquette, all the way through the stadium interchange to about Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's looking pretty good, just a quick patch of heavy traffic right past 76th Street to 68th. Southbound 43, a little bit heavy coming in from Hampton Avenue down to Capitol, and westbound 894, a little heavy out of the Mitchell interchange towards Loomis. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, clear skies, a low 58 at the lake, 52 inland. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm, a high of 82. Weather's brought to you by Tsunami Express Car Wash, where you can expect nothing but the best ultimate wash memberships. State-of-the-art wash technology and powerful free vacuums. Located in Oak Creek, Waukesha, Greenfield, and now Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Football season is back. That means it's Palermo's kickoff week here on 94.5 ESPN. Big shows, big guests, and big prizes are coming for week one. When the green and gold score, you score with Palermo's Pizza. For every Green Bay touchdown, you can win up to 10 Palermo's pizzas. Watch and win big during Palermo's kickoff week on 94.5 ESPN. Full contest and big week details at ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman here for Carbless, my go-to drink this summer. Handcrafted right here in Wisconsin, Carbless is a ready-to-drink vodka and tequila cocktail. Perfect for hanging out on the patio by the grill, chilling on the lake, or tailgating at the Brewers game. Plus, it's got 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. All summer, make sure you're following Carbless on Instagram at Drink Carbless for your chance to win a Summer Bliss prize package. Find Carbless online and at retailers near you. Carbless. Bliss is more.
Jeff Levering here. How are baseball and Pella windows and doors of Wisconsin alike? Pella manufactures all their own products. Baseball teams develop their own players in the minors. Pella tests every product thousands of times to ensure it stands the test of time. A baseball player's ultimate test is to get called up to the big leagues, hoping to play well enough to stay. Right now at Pella, get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Certain restrictions apply. It ends September 30th. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Gabe Neitzel here. I know you've already heard me talking about how Mentality has helped me over the years, but there are others like me. Jason has been using Mentality for a while now and is loving the results.
I have gotten a handful of friends, probably a couple dozen, especially those that are closer to my age, maybe even a little bit older, because I just tell them, you got to check this out. Do not wait any longer. Just go and admit it. Yep, you're at an age where things are slowing down. I promise you, you're not going to regret it, and that's truly what I get. I'll get a phone call after, like, man, I feel like a kid at Chuck E. Cheese right now.
Learn more today at LowTUSA.com.
How would you like to own a jewelry store?
Kessler's Diamonds is an employee-owned company.
And Kessler's is growing. Are you the kind of person we're looking for?
Does it make you happy to make other people happy?
Are you a problem solver?
Would you like to wake up every morning knowing that you're going to help a lot of people find joy today?
Kessler's Diamonds is people serving people.
Keep in mind that Kessler's is owned by its employees. So let me ask you this. Are you a good enough leader that you can be an owner who leads other owners?
Don't worry, you don't have to know about diamonds. We can teach you about diamonds. But the people we're looking for aren't looking for a job.
Did someone pop into your head just now?
Do you think you might know who we're looking for?
Give that person a call.
Send them an email.
Tell them to walk into Kessler's Diamonds and say to the person who greets them,
I think I want to work here.
Welcome to Kessler's.
A fantastic place to buy jewelry and a wonderful place to work.
For the store nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
And if I want to take her home, it's got to be better than what they do on the radio. It's got to be the crooked.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Is there love in here? Yeah! Keeping Kyle Walls happy, incorporating some Ratchet. with love.
This ain't
Is
Ratchet.
T-Pain Ratchet?
This ain't no Ratchet.
I don't know Ratchet.
Yeah,
This is
look
not
at me.
Ratchet.
Ben, I thought
Look at me.
I thought it was Ratchet too, Ben.
Look at my white guy haircut. I
Y'all
know
thought
Ratchet.
this is
You
Ratchet?
think T-Pain's Ratchet? T-Pain.
It's Ratchet.
Ain't nothing love.
Is he like the
nothing
king of
about-
auto-tune or something?
He writes a song called "Let Me Buy You a Drink." That's a gentleman, not Ratchet.
Also wrote "I'm in love with a stripper."
Wow.
Gentleman. That's a gentleman
That's
as
a
well.
gentleman.
That's
You go to
right.
gentlemen's clubs.
He doesn't judge
Giving his
her
money
by-
away and
No,
not really being
he
in
doesn't-
love.
he
No,
doesn't
he stimulated the economy.
He
when does
doesn't
that.
judge her by her occupation. That's a gentleman.
True gentleman. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, Alex Stroh, you hear him running the show. Riley Yauk running the show, and Madison the Yauk Meister. 800-990-3776 on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Now, we're going to take a trip down memory lane. We're going to go back to July 24th because Brad Nortman, this is the week of Jordan Love sitting out the first 4 days of practice, and Kyle Wallace, memory lane as well, calling him selfish, which was beyond all of us. Brad Nortman had an idea. For everyone listening, here's what the idea was.
Here's why the Packers need to sign Ryan Tannehill today. He's a free agent. He will be cheap. So when it comes to the cap, non-issue at all. The offense, they need a capable thrower of the football when it comes to actually getting work in. All the reports from all the beat writers and reporters out of Green Bay is that it's just been ugly, trash offensive football. So the offense needs somebody in there, even if not Jordan Love, to actually deliver the ball and run the offense.
I think that was also mostly in reference to the reports of Sean Clifford and, Mr. Pratt.
I already forgot his name, huh?
Michael Pratt.
I forgot his name yesterday.
Body's not even cold yet.
Dang. And what I should have added in there, what I should have added in there is if and when Jordan Love gets injured, you need a capable veteran backup to be able to fill in those shoes and be able to keep the ship going in the right direction and not derail the whole thing.
So, look, I'm not in the business of getting in the source off right now on social media of Diana Rossini saying that the Packers have had preliminary conversations with Tannehill and others saying that has not happened. The conversation right now is, look, I wouldn't blame anyone if they did reach out because you do need a solution. Now, I saw Tom Pelissero said it might be less than 3 to 6 weeks, which may be why they don't sign Ryan Tannehill and go with Malik Willis. But like right now, everything's on the table, and it should be on the table. Do you want Malik Willis, who's raw? Do you want Sean Clifford, who's young and stinks but knows the offense? Or Ryan Tannehill you bring in to help bridge the Jordan Love gap?
I stand by my hear Brad out all the way back about a month and a half ago. I would go with Ryan Tannehill. If I was Matt LaFleur, if I was Brian Gutekunst, I would go with Ryan Tannehill. And there's a couple reasons why. For one, Ryan Tannehill could be the Joe Flacco of 2024. What did Joe Flacco do? Joe Flacco was on the couch, and the Browns brought him in, and look what he did. He found his old form. He distributed to playmakers. Ryan Tannehill could be the Joe Flacco of 2024 for as long as the Packers need him. I just think with the way this Packers offense is constructed, you got playmakers all over the place. You just got to get them in their hands. Ryan Tannehill, he's not going to lose you a game. He's going to be accurate.
He threw for 300 yards on Thursday Night Football against Joe Barry.
He sure did. And did you know this? Ryan Tannehill's best season was with the Tennessee Titans when who was their offensive coordinator? Matt LaFleur. So he knows the offense. He knows Matt LaFleur.
Is that true? I don't think that's true.
Unfortunately not. No. 2019 was LaFleur's first season in Green Bay. 2019 was Tannehill's first year in Tennessee. No overlap. Sorry.
You sure?
I was wrong on that too. I'm positive. I checked yesterday.
We all wanted it to be true.
Anyway,
but I tweeted it like it was true, and then I got corrected, and then I validated.
Hate to see it. What I will say though is Will keeps chiming in on YouTube with just gems. 2022 Titans QB room. Woohoo!
Yeah, I'm intrigued by Tannehill just because it brings a veteran presence, but I really believe that the Packers can find a way to be okay with Malik Willis. Because who's to say that Ryan Tannehill can come in here and learn the offense? You might be better off having Sean Clifford back there than having Ryan Tannehill back there. But overall,
slow
for me,
down with that.
Overall with me, I really do have this confidence. I just feel like what I've seen as a Packers fan is that when you play for this organization, Matt Flynn is a great example.
Oh my God.
Malik
Willis is closer to Brett Huntley than Matt Flynn.
Matt Flynn never really became a starter in the NFL. Matt Flynn had a tremendous game.
Exactly,
one really good
he sat behind Aaron Rodgers and learned and had a good game.
So,
Malik Willis had opportunities and lost out to Tannehill as well.
But the opportunities for the Titans, don't sit here and compare my great organization,
Brent
my great
Huntley,
franchise.
DeShone Kizer.
Don't compare my franchise to the garbage franchise they have down there in Tennessee.
I just talked about two guys that were more recent than Matt Flynn, and Brett Huntley and DeShone Kizer.
He was mad. We're going to see exactly what Malik Willis is going to be made of. But I think Packers are going to be okay with Malik Willis. I feel like there's still something in there in that guy. He has a great arm. I don't know how smart he is when it comes to picking up offense. Have no idea about that, but we're going to find out this week. Now, remember, this is a week-to-week league. If Malik Willis looks absolutely trash on Sunday, then okay, we can reevaluate that. But I feel confident going into this game at Lambeau Field with the offense that we have that we can be okay. So I'm riding. If I had to choose between Clifford, who he showed me in preseason and in practice that he ain't it, and I had to choose between Ryan Tannehill, who has shown us before in his career that he is just meh, I'm going to go with Malik Willis. And then after this week, if Malik Willis is trash and then we'll have to go and give Ryan Tannehill a try, sure. But I'm riding with Malik Willis this week.
What is it about Malik Willis?
Good question.
That gives you such confidence?
He has said nothing about Malik Willis except everything about his time as a Green Bay Packers fan.
He's strong. He's athletic, and he's got arm power, not particularly accurate.
And so there's I'm telling you this. The thing that I believe the thing that the Green Bay Packers can do, if they can utilize his legs and his athletic ability to keep the 3rd and 3, him be able to drop back in the pocket, and him being able to pick up and scramble to keep the ball, keep the clock moving, and keep the ball for the Green Bay Packers. That is something that I believe the Packers can do. And so I'm just saying, I don't know, because Malik Willis ain't had a lot of opportunities, and when he didn't look great. But I have faith in this organization. I have faith in Matt LaFleur. I have faith in this offense and this football team that Malik Willis will have enough to keep this team afloat. So I'm riding with Malik Willis.
Kyle's riding with Malik Willis. I don't believe in Sean Clifford, as you shouldn't, and there are reports or not reports that the Packers are trying to land Ryan Tannehill. You be the judge. But we have one Packer backer in Kyle Wallace. Some argue a bigger Packer backer in Alex Strofe. What say you, Strofe?
Yeah, it'd be a good argument, Benny. But I'm going to do something here that I don't often do. I'm going to come into Kyle's defense.
Oh, wow.
Kyle, you left out a crucial detail about why you should have belief in Malik Willis.
I'm still waiting for it.
The play caller, Matt LaFleur. Right, you think about the opportunity that he has to prove how good he is offensively the next couple of weeks when you have a different type of quarterback than Jordan Love. Kyle did allude to this, right? Malik Willis is known for his versatility, getting outside the pocket, making some plays with his legs. I think LaFleur has a really good opportunity here to scheme some things up. Now, I will say, for a guy that only has 2 weeks,
it's a tough challenge.
We're going to see a playbook that looked a lot like the first couple weeks of last year. Very thin. It's brought way down.
Nice 2-5 record.
Yeah, they were 2-5 that go around, but the guys around Malik Willis can help elevate Malik Willis. When we saw the flip side last year, where Jordan Love elevated the guys around him. So I think there's a good opportunity for LaFleur, and I do believe in LaFleur. I'm not saying they're going to go undefeated with Love out, but I think they can stick around that 500 and keep them in an okay position for when he returns.
An intriguing point here by Alex Strofe. I do love the idea of the other guys on the team elevating Malik Willis, right? But that's also really hard to do because they don't have the ball in their hands and the snap is snapped.
There's a reason why the quarterback is so critical, because you have the ball in your hands every play and you impact everybody else. And the way you play will influence the defense. And if the defense is just going to own the box because you can't throw it downfield, that's going to be a problem. I do believe that if Matt LaFleur, here's the one advantage the Packers have, ready? For this upcoming week and the week after, the defense is on who do they play? The Colts and the Titans. They don't know how to game plan against Malik Willis.
Oh, well, I mean, he was in the AFC South, and he played for.
Yeah, but like Matt LaFleur's version of using him and this older version of him, right? They don't know how to do it. So if you want to catch a team by surprise, if you want to steal a win, it's in the first couple of weeks. My fear is by the time you get to week 3 of Willis starting, everybody will have a game plan on him. They'll know his weaknesses, they'll know his strengths, and they'll be able to take advantage of that. So to get the wins early will be critical for the Packers because teams won't know how to scheme exactly against the Matt LaFleur, Malik Willis combination.
Well, I hope to see a lot of these RPOs, and I hope to see Jaden Reed Reed moving in motion and being able to use them all the versatility.
Let's do the triple
that we
option
have.
with Josh Jacobs, Jaden Reed, and Malik Willis.
I mean, you definitely have somebody moving in a certain direction, and he is a weapon with his legs and with his bodies. He's going to be able to pick up first downs for us. It's just, can he just be consistent? I don't need him to be Jordan Love. I need him to be a established backup quarterback that can find a way to keep a team in the game and hopefully win a football game for the Packers.
800-990-3776. Anyone else got a Hail Mary for the Packers quarterback situation? Open to that as well on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. I do want to tell you about Road America because it's getting to the end of race season, but you still have an opportunity to get free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate for the Aaron's Art of Wheels weekend, September 13th through the 15th. Get your tickets because if you haven't, you're going to love the experience. Take your worries away from what's happening with Jordan Love. Take your worries of whatever's going on in your life and take it to the racetrack for affordable family fun. You have the Family Fun Zone, very kid-friendly. They got beach volleyball out there, sand. You can do corporate events. They have go-karting. They have great food. You can just literally camp out for an entire weekend and put all your worries away. I've done it before. Hot dogs for breakfast, brats for lunch, burgers for dinner, and steaks for dessert. That's what you do when you're at Road America. You have great food and a great time. Kids 16 under free with the paying it all at the gate. Go to roadamerica.com today. We have a couple of polls out there on Twitter at KBN ESPN. We want to hear from you. What will the Packers record be after week 6? Hopefully you guys can listen to that question better than Kyle could earlier. Also, want to know from you, did Jordan live up to the expectations prior to his injury? We'll hit all that and more.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
800-990-3776. Say that again.
What a radio pro.
He's so...
Say that again. Nobody said a word. Ben Brust, say that again.
Can we make a rule for Kyle, Brust, and Nortman?
You're a good producer.
Is it no Evan? No Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike and no Greg Scalzo, my former co-host.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Southbound on 43. We're backing up a bit from Hampton down past Capitol Drive. Northbound is a little bit slow between Locust and Keith. Southbound 41, we got some backups basically from Silver Spring down to Capitol Drive. And westbound 94. Watch out for those backups from 16th Street out to Mitchell Boulevard. Traffic is brought to you by Johnson & Sons Paving. Follow the 3 R's of asphalt maintenance to avoid minor issues becoming huge headaches. Reseal, repair, and replace. Learn more at johnsonsonspaving.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, clear skies. A low of 58 at the lake, 52 inland. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm, a high of 82. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Be greeted by an owner at America's largest employee-owned jewelry store.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. It's racing season at the legendary Great Lakes Dragaway, and our schedule of events is ready. We've still got our yearly holiday weekend races like Labor Day weekend, plus Nitrous Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, and Night of Fire. You can also book corporate and private events. Take advantage of our season-long passes and even schedule a time to take your car down the legendary quarter mile. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for pricing and info. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
Hey, Milwaukee sports fans. It's Brad Nortman from Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. You've invested too much into that nice ride, so don't settle for a gas station car wash. Treat it to a Tsunami Express car wash. State-of-the-art wash technology, powerful free vacuums, and unlimited wash memberships. Now with 5 locations across Greater Milwaukee, Tsunami Express is your go-to spot for a flawless finish and a first-class car wash every time. Trust me, your car will thank you. Sign up for a membership online at TsunamiExpress.com and get your first wash free. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher, and summer is here. But if you want your parking lots and asphalt to be ready for winter, you have to remember the 3 R's from Johnson & Sons Paving. Reseal every 2 to 3 years. Repair when you see signs of cracking or potholes. And replace if there's constant standing water, buckling, or sinking. Don't scare customers or tenants away because of a bad parking lot. Connect with Johnson & Sons today before minor repairs end up being huge headaches. Schedule an appointment at johnsonsonspaving.com.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde.
Our family loves when Kringle from Racine Danish Kringles arrives at our home. And now football season has arrived, so try the green and gold Kringle. Traditional pecan Kringle and cheesecake Kringle topped with green and gold sprinkles. A crowd pleaser at any game day party. Order today at Kringle.com or 1-800-4DANISH. Easy to remember. Kringle.com or 1-800-4DANISH. Racine Danish Kringles, not just a treat, it's a tradition. And the official pastry of ESPN Wisconsin.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields, and I have great news. Fields Volvo Cars Waukesha has the Volvo you want in stock and ready to drive home today.
Come see our full lineup of Volvo SUVs, the XC90, XC60, and XC40.
So stop by Fields Volvo Cars Waukesha and take a test drive.
Plus, you'll be part of Fields Amenities program with complimentary loaners, car washes, and gourmet coffee service. Integrity and customer satisfaction will always be the force that drives our business. At Fields Volvo Cars Waukesha, go to volvocarswaukesha.com.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
What is this?
Boy, I love you. I love you. You my everything.
All right, let's turn it off.
This is Ratchet.
Does somebody...
Jordan, I love you.
I love
you
when
my
Brad asks
everything.
questions.
He my everything.
Does somebody set out to be a ratchet artist?
Yeah, some do.
Like they're gonna sit back. I could do R&B. I'm gonna be ratchet.
They being themselves.
So you're characterizing them as ratchet? Personally,
I would say
you putting that on them.
I would say
is
big
Drake
sexy.
really ratchet?
Drake ain't ratchet, but
this is Sexy Red and Drake.
Drake isn't the ratchet.
800-990-3776. Ryan from Oguanago. Brad, can you text your good buddy Russell and ask why he suited up after he was inactive?
He was an emergency quarterback.
Thank you, Stroh.
Oh, is that what it was?
Leave him alone.
He asked Brad.
Russ, my guy Russ.
Oh, here we go.
Dude's always ready, right? He's always ready. He's a team guy. Even if he can't go, he wants to be out there. Let him know I'm suited up with you. I am with my guys. I'm a captain after all.
I'm now imagining Brad sitting on his couch on like NFL Sundays with a carbless in one hand, but he also has the shoulder pads and his Panthers jersey on.
That'd be embarrassing.
Just ready to go.
You all know I still got my shoulder pads and helmet. Ben wore it for Halloween.
Yeah.
It's all there, boys. It's all there. I'm just waiting for the call.
Now, Joe in the 920 is siding with producer Alex Strofe as you're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. 800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Joe chimes in, I don't think some people are seeing the bigger picture. They're putting a lot of pressure on Malik Willis to perform at a high level, when in reality, it's the team around him that should have the pressure to perform at a high level, knowing that their number one QB isn't there. I think they're going to step up and show them why.
Mm-hmm.
The whole team, again, this is just a little grammatical thing. Do you think for 1 minute LaFleur is giving Malik a lot of reps, working out the bugs from last week's first game? Of course he's going to be getting a lot of reps, but the problem that I have with this whole Malik Willis conversation is exactly what Brad said, right? Okay, 1 to 2 weeks is going to be dumbed down. All right, that's fine. The offense can get by dumbing down the offense, making it very vanilla as they did for Jordan Love early last season. But if you're going to vanilla the offense, right, and not be as explosive as we've seen with Jordan Love, then what do you think is going to happen? You're going to have to rely on your defense and special teams. I know Kyle is a believer, but I'm not going to be burned. John in Milwaukee, it looks like he wants to give a Strophy shout out, which means I'm going to him. What's up, John?
Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Doing good.
I'm managing and maintaining with all this negativity in the air from my Green Bay Packers, coming from my left and my right, from the B and the N of the show.
I got you. We'll bounce back. So I got to give Strope a shout-out because last week we were talking about animal names, and he mentioned the dog's name Gregory, and I thought that was brilliant, right? So, like, my wife and I, we got a kitten a couple weeks ago, and the kitten is still nameless. And I suggested to her, why don't we name it Benjamin? human name, very distinct, and my wife shot it down immediately. I don't think Strofe gets the love he deserves for that kind of brilliance, honestly.
But she shot down Benjamin? I would have been so honored.
What about Strophy the cat? So, John, I don't know if you know this, but
again, for context, real quick, how did this come up? You becoming relevant with Alex Strofe?
This had to be Tuesday.
Becoming relevant, and I brought up the fact that I was having a really brilliant conversation around the bonfire on Labor Day about human pet names. And I think Gregory, the dog, is just hilarious. It had me laughing really hard. But back in the day when I was still living in Madison, there was a dairy farmer who was birthing a live calf, and he named it Strophy the cow. So how about Strophy the cat, John?
I don't think it's a reach to say that my wife is going to go, hell no. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to mention when I get home, and I'll send this to you guys through Twitter, yay or nay. All right, Strophy the cat.
Love you, John.
That's a great cat.
That's amazing.
Name. Fitting.
Strophy. Come here, Strophy.
Do you think I'm cat-like?
A little bit.
You look like you could be into play cats.
I don't get that reference.
I don't get that reference either.
You guys never heard of play? I mean, I don't know. He just has a round face.
Carter has a solution. Just bring Deshaun Kaiser back. It's a no-brainer.
Deshaun Kaiser?
Yeah, bring him back.
Okay, that's where we're at.
Okay, all right.
We're in Hail Mary right now.
We're not in Hail Mary now. Calm down.
Okay.
Calm down.
Kyle, answer me this question.
Yeah,
all right. Very simply put.
Yes.
Are you happy with the Green Bay Packers backup quarterback plan this year?
Well, here's the thing. I'm a Green Bay Packers fan, so
I want a yes or a no. Just give me.
I'm never satisfied with the backup quarterback plan, but as a Packers fan, that's what it is. We're talking about Deshaun Kaiser. We could talk about Seneca Wallace. We could talk about Matt Flynn. We could talk about. We can go on and on and on. Different guys that we can mention who are the backup. Brett Hundley. We can go on and on. Scott Tolzien. None of these guys are legitimately backups in the NFL, but that's just what the Packers choose to do. All
right.
And so when this happens, we have to ride or die with our team, and I'm choosing to ride and die with my Green Bay Packers.
Well, I like this from Ron and the Key because I think this can parlay us to the next conversation we're going to have here. Kyle doesn't have conviction in that 3-3 prediction. I'll bet 500 versus his 250 they don't win 3 or more the next 5 games.
Benny, hate to do this to you when you're trying to pivot.
Oh, baby! Oh, baby! Now this is some breaking news.
Up in Green Bay, Matt LaFleur currently meeting with the media, and he will not rule out Jordan Love for this upcoming game. Here is Matt LaFleur at the podium right now in Green Bay.
And is Malik going to be the guy as you go forward here, and are you preparing him to be the starter?
Yeah, if Jordan's not cleared, then we'll start Malik, and Sean will be the backup.
I said, ooh!
What's the possibility of, say if Jordan is clear, what's the possibility of Jordan actually being ready for?
I couldn't give you a percentage, but if he gets cleared, we'll give him every opportunity like we always will. And, I know he's doing everything in his power. I know he's spending a lot of time trying to get back as soon as possible.
What?
That Matt LaFleur from his press conference.
Boy, I love that boy Jordan Love. Boy, I love that boy
Jordan
Love.
I told you, right? Our YouTube title is Love out 3 to 6 weeks, but I did see in the report from Tom Pelissero that they were not talking to Ryan Tannehill because they had some optimism that it might be less than 3 to 6 weeks.
Can I just say, shout out to Dirty Diana who told us, and I kind of laughed when she said it. She said, I think you can come back faster. That was just based off hope, but she might be right.
Is this just misdirection?
Yes.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always a little mind games. He's not playing. You're not risking, if he's not 100% ready, the guy that you just paid all that money to. I know there's competitive element. I know there's clearances that need to happen with the training staff. He ain't playing this week, but if he plays the week after,
that would be impressive.
That would be amazing.
Yeah,
he'd be Giannis 2.0.
If he only misses even just 2 games, I will say that is a feat of medical miracle and amazing for Jordan Love to be back.
Won't he do it?
Hold on, time out. Everybody with me, deep breath.
It's a lot of news to take in right now.
This is coach speak, right?
I think it's misdirection.
Yeah.
It's misdirection.
I wouldn't even want Jordan Love to come back that soon because I want to make sure Jordan Love is healthy. And honestly, when I look at the schedule, depending on how things play out, the Green Bay Packers somehow over the next 4 games go 2-2. And they're saying, hey, the Cardinals game, Jordan Love's looking good. If he's not like hey, he could have played last week, I don't want Jordan Love to play yet, right? If the Packers are able to maintain and be okay without Jordan Love being there, I want him to be fully healthy because at the end of the day, we are actually lucky that this happened week 1 versus happening week 12 because at that point, week 11, week 12 is when the Green Bay Packers have quite the schedule that they have to go through. And on top of that, I'd rather have my quarterback at the end of the season building a rhythm with the football team versus him being not being there later in the season. So if this is what we have to deal with, okay.
Well, what I want to do is, without Kyle being like, oh, baby, in there, I want tone. I want Brad, the expert in Matt LaFleur press conference reading or dissecting. Everyone take a listen. Take your notes. Coach speak or not.
Yeah, if Jordan's not cleared, then we'll start Malik and Sean will be the backup.
Here's my takeaway. I know he's playing it close to the chest, but I feel like if there was more optimism, there might be a little bit more of a pep in the step, right? I think it's a little bit more deflection, but I don't think it's bad news. I don't think this is bad news at all. I think it is good news that he's progressing a little bit quicker. Yes, Alex Strofe?
You want to hear the second piece?
Yes.
Give you a percentage, but if he gets cleared, we'll give him every opportunity like we always will. And, I know he's doing everything in his power. I know he's spending a lot of time trying to get back as soon as possible. But
there's nothing concrete there.
Yeah,
it's very
so coy.
Yeah,
he's just so sly.
Nothing concrete that I'm gonna jump for joy that he'll be cleared to play this week, even next week.
Yeah, I think that, and they have to be incredibly truthful with his diagnosis. They can't, masquerade that as a small injury if he actually is injured. But what this does tell me is it's certainly going to be on the low end of the 3 to 6 weeks than the high end, which that alone is a victory for the Green Bay Packers. If he's back, if he misses only 3 to 4 games, particularly only misses 2 to 3, now that would be unbelievable. But this is just classic misdirection. Matt LaFleur knows. Look, we are without our quarterback one. We need every bit of cloak and dagger. We need every bit of misdirection that we can, just in case.
Yeah, I think this is just Matt LaFleur being Matt LaFleur. Remember, after the game, this is why I really went into a tailspin of silence on Friday night. It's because when Matt LaFleur was asked about, Jordan Love, he immediately, I don't know. Now, when you say I don't know, to me that might give off the fact that this isn't great. Because sometimes you say, well, it may not be as bad. They did some we're going to evaluate them. I don't know. And so I went into a concern mode. So Matt LaFleur keeping it close to his chest in this situation, I don't think Jordan Love is going to play this week. But remember, 3 to 6 weeks is what we're talking about. And I was really thinking the 3 to 4 for 3 for sure, maybe 4. I think we're looking 2 to 3.
Now, I actually want to dive into this next because one of our Twitter polls is, what will the Packers' record be in Week 6? Matt LaFleur spoke. Does that make Kyle's prediction a little bit more right? Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Is that when I look at this, I love the fact that we do have Josh Jacobs, but let's be hesitant. We need to make sure that Josh Jacobs' best days aren't behind him and the best days are still in front of him because he has a lot of mileage on him already.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. The Homer Hour with special guests every day from 5 to 6.
Right now, they'd be a toss-up with the herd.
People just don't know how funny mean you are.
Come on.
Well, I mean, that's mean, but it's funny, and the funny trumps the mean, and so you laugh.
But there might be some truth to that.
Of course there's some truth to it.
The Homer Hour with Homer. Weekdays from 5 to 6, right here on 94.5 ESPN and streaming live on YouTube.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You've heard me talk about the results mentality has had on my life, but don't just take it from me. Jason has had success too, thanks to mentality.
My only regret is I didn't do it sooner. Knowing once again I've gotten the treatments done and continuing, I do feel, stuff does hurt a little bit more, but I'm 40, in my 40s, and that's going to happen. But again, the energy levels, it is above and beyond. Again, I'm back in that age where I'm like, this is amazing.
Get started today at lowtusa.com.
time is running out on the Brewers regular season. Hurry up and catch the crew battle the Diamondbacks September 20th through the 22nd for College Night and a Brewers Puppy Vest giveaway on the 21st. Get your seats now at brewers.com/tickets.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Is it Super Bowl appearance or bust, or Super Bowl win or bust for Lamar Jackson?
I think it's Super Bowl appearance or bust because you have to continue to take those steps if you're Lamar Jackson. Obviously, if he gets there, we're going to expect him to win it based on the talent around him and the fact that he's a 2-time MVP award winner. But you can't be in the AFC Championship game last year and then do anything less than progress if you're Lamar. You're at that stage in your career where you've proved how great you are. You have a head coach who's won a Super Bowl. You have an immense amount of talent around you. When you look at the Ravens, there's not a lot of holes on that team, and you expect him to be able to get it done. That's what the great ones do, is they're able to get it done.
If you get to the Super Bowl out of the AFC, you better win it when you got an opportunity to. You better win it. It'd be a shame to win the AFC Championship game against Patrick Mahomes or whoever is your opponent and then get to the Super Bowl and lose.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play, like Bear Dynasty interior paint, their most durable one-coat hide paint ever. From a team color statement wall to a fan cave, complete with a mural honoring Nick Saban's 17-year dynasty.
Hey, I like that idea.
Nothing beats Bear Dynasty interior paint. It's everything you need all in one can.
Defend your game time with Bear and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Valid only when tinted to colors from the Bear Dynasty and Marquee interior one-coat hide color collection.
With NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you can watch the most live NFL games all in one place, which means you can watch the Rams and the Colts and the Vikings and the Bengals and the Buccaneers and the Chargers, or whoever you're rooting for, all in your living room. But not literally, of course. That would be dangerous. Watch every game every Sunday with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV. Sign up at youtube.com/NFLST. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games.
Seriously injured? Make one call. That's all.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
So love me like you do. Always a great time to join the Princeton Club because when you're at the facility, you know you have the best equipment, the best locker rooms, the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin with free childcare with their membership. It's huge. Free childcare with the membership. Open 24/7. Actually went there, dropped off the daughter for the wonderful daycare. Got a workout in. I've done personal training, but they have something for everyone. So find your better tomorrow, whether it's in the Madison locations or New Berlin. Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
Only you can set my heart on fire.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe running the show. UK KBN Nation at 800-990-3776. This was Matt LaFleur. If you missed it.
Yeah, if Jordan's not cleared, then we'll start Malik and Sean will be the backup. I couldn't give you a percentage, but if he gets cleared, we'll give him every opportunity like we always will. And, I know he's doing everything in his power. I know he's spending a lot of time trying to get back as soon as possible, but certainly we're not going to put him in a position where if he can't protect himself that he'd go out there.
That was Matt LaFleur per Packers.com from his press conference. Just a lot of optimism for Kyle Wallace there. But I do want to go to Brandon in Tulsa, 800-990-3776, because we've been asking the question, what will the Packers record be after week 6? Now, that can include Love. It may not include Love. It could be all Willis. It could be a mix. Brandon in Tulsa, you're up on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Hey, guys, what's going on? Real quickly, the record I think we'll have if Jordan's out 4 weeks or so, I'd be happy with one win. That's not a slight against any backup QBs. I just think it's too hard to win week in and week out in the league without a starting QB. But the biggest reason I called in, I was kind of behind. I was catching up on the live stream. And, Kyle, I could not believe the reasons you were giving for your hope in this defense. Like, Ben said he's tired of the word potential, and you responded by saying, don't worry, we're not going up against dynamic offenses coming up in these weeks, so it's going to be okay. That was the most disgusting, that's the reason you're hopeful in this defense. Is good news. We get to play some bad offenses. Like, this defense is supposed to be good against good offenses, not good against bad teams. And so what if Jordan's out 4 weeks and comes back? If this defense isn't really good against good teams, then what's the point in having any faith in the potential that they may or may not have? Like, that's terrible.
I appreciate you, Brandon in Tulsa.
Do we believe that this defense isn't good? After 1 week, are we already writing off this defense?
He gone. He said his piece and said, bleep you.
I'll leave this to you, who doesn't believe in the defense. Do we believe after 1 week we're writing this defense off?
No, but I'm not going to be. I'm not going to write them off completely, but I'm not going to be optimistic about them.
Well, if you're not optimistic about them, that means you don't believe in them.
If you want me to take a stance, yes. I have no belief after week 1, after 140 yards rushing, 400 total yards, that I'm going to be like, you know what? It's not the talent that Goody's drafted. It just happens to be what the Green Bay Packers have showed, whether it's Mike Pettin, Joe Barry, or a new scheme so far with Jeff Hafley.
Yeah, I mean, that's valid. If that's the way that you want to feel after one game, that we're going to evaluate and say the defense. Because
I've seen the guys. New scheme, guys do the same things.
So the defense is going to be the Achilles heel of this football team, along with special teams, who has been, again, this year.
What we've all wanted is a top 10 defense for the Green Bay Packers. When they have a good defense, that has been years that they've won the Super Bowl. So I put a lot of emphasis on it, and it didn't feel great after week 1.
I would characterize it by, it felt like there was juice and momentum and excitement, and like I was going to give the benefit of the doubt to the defense. It feels like I've lost the benefit of the doubt, and now I'm sort of like questioning the direction.
We're going to go to Ainsley in Milwaukee because, Brandon Tulsa brought the heat on our guy Kyle. Ainsley, welcome into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Completely disagree with the last caller. They had 3 turnovers that they created on defense. And you know how many points did they get out of that? I mean, that's like one part, but kept Barkley in check for the most part.
Huh?
A.J. Brown had one big play. I was happy with it.
All right, I appreciate the call, Ainsley, but I'm having.
Did we watch the same game?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I know it was Friday, Strofe. I know it was 3 days ago, but Barkley again had held in check, and then all of a sudden he was Barkley, right? Like, I'm confused here. Am I missing something? Somebody help me.
Yeah, not 1, not 2, but 3 touchdowns.
3.
For Saquon Barkley.
One receiving, one receiving on a linebacker that was obviously a mismatch and went right by him.
And A.J. Brown had timely, important catches.
Yes, 3 first downs and then 1 long touchdown on Jair Alexander, the second top-paid cornerback.
I think maybe Packers fans, and I think Brad kind of talked about it as well, is that the turnovers that we forced and the team that we went up against, we're just thinking when you play great teams like this, stuff is going to happen, especially week 1, right? And so overall, I want to see more from this football team. I still have a little bit of faith that this football team, this defense specifically.
It's a lot of faith. Now it's just a little bit of faith.
I still have faith that this defense is still going to be much better than what we believe they're going to be.
Well, what did we believe they were going to be? Top 10? Going into the season, I want you to tell me what you thought they'd be and what they will be.
I thought this defense was going to bring a lot more pressure on the quarterback, so we're going to see quarterbacks being thrown off their spot a lot more, and this team being more aggressive, being aggressor. Having, as the caller just said, 3 turnovers in this game, the offense did not capitalize on that. If our team can actually capitalize on those 3 turnovers, or our team can just continue to get turnovers to continue to stop momentum from the other team, or give Malik Willis opportunity to have a short field, so maybe our kick can go in there and maybe kick a field goal just to get some points on the board.
You're not answering my question. Top 10 defense. What do you want? What did you think they were going to be?
This year, I thought they were going to be a top 12 defense, and I thought they were going to turn the ball over more. Yeah.
Okay. I don't have belief right now that they're going to be able to do that just from 1 week. Brad Nortman, anything to add as the Brandon in Tulsa and Ainsley in Milwaukee and Kyle Wallace debate continues?
Yeah, I went to be, I will trust in them to now I need to be proven that you're that defense.
Powerful from Brad Nortman. Man, not enough words from Brad the last 15 minutes of the show. We're going to get more Brad, less Ben, more Kyle, less Strofe. That's coming up in 2 minutes. You got Jim, Molly, and Madison. We're back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
I don't remember what I read. I don't remember what they said. I guess
Southbound on 43. We're backing up a bit from Hampton, bound past Capitol Drive. Northbound is a little bit slow between Locust and Keefe. Southbound 41, we've got some backups basically from Silver Spring down to Capitol Drive. And westbound 94, watch out for those backups from 16th Street up to Mitchell Boulevard. Traffic is brought to you by Johnson & Sons Paving. Follow the 3 R's of asphalt maintenance to avoid minor issues becoming huge headaches. Reseal, repair, and replace. Learn more at johnsonsonspaving.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, night clear skies, a low of 58 at the lake, 52 inland. Tomorrow mostly sunny and warm, a high of 82. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Lower prices. Those aren't words you hear too often these days. But at your local Milwaukee and Chicago area IKEA stores, they've rolled out new lower prices on hundreds of your favorite furniture and home furnishing options throughout the store, making it more affordable to give any room in your home a stylish makeover. Utilizing innovations in design, production, and packaging, we strive to cut costs and lower prices without compromising quality, passing those savings on to you. Visit your local IKEA stores to see what savings are coming next.
Looking for that ultimate game day hangout during football season? Welcome to Magoo's on the Mound, now open at 11 a.m. Tuesday through Sunday. With 13 TVs, you won't miss a moment of the action. Enjoy our free 100-square pool with amazing prizes and a complimentary halftime buffet. Plus, we've got great drink specials to keep you cheering. And don't forget, we offer shuttles to and from all Milwaukee baseball games. Magoo's on the Mound, where green and gold fans gather and where every game day is a win.
Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We them boys. We them boys.
It's the 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
It is the 414 hour at 4. Now, we do have 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam with us starting next week from 4 to 5. The Dam Sports Show on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. Wally and Corey, they're going to be holding it down from 4 to 5. We'll still be here if you want to be a part of KBN. 800-990-3776 if you want to get in the show with us. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, the man of faith with not a lot of substance to believe in. Brad Nortman, the smart mind who played in the NFL, and me somewhere in between. Alex Drofe running the show. Now, we just put up another poll. We're getting a little poll happy, but I've liked our polls today, so I'm good with it. I feel confident with our polls. Kyle Wallace thinks this defense will be a top 10 defense by the end of the year. Do you agree or disagree? And I want to hear from KBN Nation, 800-990-3776. A wonderful text from Jen Latta. Kyle, I believe they will find a way to be okay. That was a quote from earlier.
Yeah, I mean, that's real. That's exactly how we feel as Green Bay Packers fans.
So powerful.
We believe they will find a way.
So powerful.
Yeah, no, they will find a way to be okay.
I need substance. I don't need faith. I need you to tell me why. I don't need I believe. I don't need I think. I need to see. I need you to tell me what happened in week one.
Jalen Hurts is not walking out on that field next week. You have Anthony Richardson, who, again, he looked dynamic yesterday. We'll see what he can do. Will Levis look like absolute trash. Sam Darnold, I don't believe in Sam Darnold. Nor do 4 other football teams that continue to move on from Sam Darnold. Matt Stafford, he's a good football player.
You're just naming players. You're not naming teams and schemes and philosophies. Kevin O'Connell's been a good coach. Sean McVay.
We're down on the Green Bay Packers defense because they couldn't get off the field against one of the most dynamic and
that's been their MO.
That is okay. But what I'm saying is I'm not going to sit here and say, I don't believe in the defense after the defense in that San Francisco 49ers game last season. They weren't the problem. The San Francisco 49ers game, the previous playoff game that the Packers have, they weren't the problem as well. They weren't the problem against the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs either. So all I'm saying is that this defense can give us hope. Let's just slow down in saying that it is over, and let's allow for them to play the game and see what happens. And if they suck, then we go from there. But I have faith that this defense keeps us alive.
Jason Wilde, who was live at the press conference. If you missed, this was what Matt LaFleur said via Packers.com.
Yeah, if Jordan's not cleared, then we'll start Malik, and Sean will be the backup.
Well, Jason, I'm sure it was a very busy day. We appreciate you moving your time to get with Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. First and foremost, it feels weird introducing you without your song, but I understand why. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you guys?
Trying to dissect Kyle's brain, which is an impossible task. But from your perspective, more of some mind games, not mind games. I mean, to me, it'd be hard for Jordan Love to be cleared this week, or do you believe that there's hope he can be cleared this week?
No, he's not playing this week.
I'm glad you cleared that up because there are people that will see the if and then get excited.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think Matt's trying to engage in some gamesmanship. He's not required on Monday to rule Jordan Love out. Now, he will have a choice to make on Wednesday, whether to rule him out on Wednesday with the injury report or list him as a non-participant, and then they could do that all week and then rule him out on Friday. But the bottom line is that they are not going to take their $220 million investment and force him onto the field prematurely with his knee. It would just be malpractice.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Doc McKenzie would never allow that, especially since I just got done negotiating with him on what Matty's going to be able to do with a torn meniscus. So I don't think that that's anything more than LaFleur just playing the gamesmanship game. I don't think the Colts are going to fall for it. I think what's really interesting, though, is that he came out and flat out said that Malik Willis is starting if Jordan can't go, that there's no should they start Sean Clifford instead kind of a conversation. And Rob Domofsky, we were doing our little TV show that we do up here in Green Bay on WBAY, and Rob said he talked to a scout in the league who does not work for the Packers, and it's a guy that's pretty knowledgeable, and he said I would start Sean Clifford because he knows the offense and much better than Malik Willis will. And so I thought that was really interesting that was that scout's take on what to do there.
Yeah, that's fascinating, Jason. And that makes me interested because you've been able to see practice and you've been able to be around the guys, particularly Malik Willis. How would you describe Malik Willis as a quarterback? Like, what should we be expecting when he takes over as QB1 for however long Jordan Love is out for?
Yeah, I have no idea. Right? Like, I know the same amount as you do of, okay, well, here's what I've seen him do with the Tennessee Titans, which is not much, right? He's a really good athlete. He's, I don't want to play to stereotypes, but he is elusive. He is able to make plays on the run. But, this is a guy who is in his fourth offensive system in 3 years, right? His rookie year, they had one system. His second year in Tennessee, they had another system. He goes through the offseason program and training camp with Brian Callahan, who's now the coach of the Titans. So it's a third system. Then he gets traded. Now he's in a fourth system. And the Packers system does not have nearly the overlap that they would like for it to have with what he did in Tennessee. LaFleur even said to us after they acquired him that they had been hoping that there would be more overlap than there actually is. And so, in my opinion anyway, they're in a challenging spot here, frankly, where they do have a guy that just does not have that much knowledge of the offense, and they traded for him. This reminds me, Brad, of 2013, which were you punting for the Badgers or for the Jaguars or the Panthers in 2013?
That was second year in Carolina Panthers.
All right. So in 2013, the Packers go through training camp with 4 quarterbacks on their roster: Aaron Rodgers, Graham Harrell, B.J. Coleman, and Vince Young. And they decide at the end of training camp that they don't like any of them other than Rodgers. And so they cut them all, They sign Seneca Wallace, who at least had, started and played. He'd be the kind of guy that maybe you'd be thinking about signing now if that type of guy was out there. To be a guy that has experience, has started more than the 3 games that Malik Willis has started, and maybe can get you through. So they signed Seneca Wallace and Scott Tolzien. Were you and Scott teammates?
Sure were. Scotty T.
I mean,
Cool.
I love Scott. I love Scott Tolzien.
He's amazing.
He is a amazing person, and I understand why Mike McCarthy wanted him on his coaching staff. He's fantastic. But he came in a similar situation as Malik Willis. Didn't really know the offense in Green Bay. And so, lo and behold, the year that they blow everybody out and they bring in 2 brand new guys at the end of camp is the year that Rodgers breaks his collarbone. And as I've said many times, the guy who saved their season that allowed Aaron Rodgers to throw that touchdown to Cobb on 4th down in Chicago to beat the Bears and get them in the playoffs was Matt Flynn, who wasn't even available at the time that Rodgers broke his collarbone. He was on the Bills roster. And so it feels to me like they're in a position where the odds of Malik Willis succeeding are awfully small. And so the guy that I think, and you guys were talking about defense while I was coming on here, certainly the defense has to rise to the occasion. They need their defense and their special teams to do for them what the Bears defense and special teams did for Caleb Williams, who
you
was
and
not
Brad
very
are
good in
twins.
his NFL debut, but they won, right? But the other guy that has to get this done is Matt LaFleur. He and Adam Stenovich need to formulate some sort of game plan that will be reliant on running the football with Josh Jacobs and Emmanuel Wilson, even with everybody in the stadium knowing they're going to run the football. And they got to find the plays in their playbook that are the most likely to work with Malik Willis's limited knowledge of the system. And if they can do that, maybe they can eke out some wins here for however long Love is out. But this is, make no mistake about it, this is going to be a great test for Matt LaFleur to show his coaching chops.
Talking with Jason Wilde as he just got out of the Green Bay Packers press conference with Matt LaFleur. Very thankful for Jason to join Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on 94.5 ESPN, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam.
What was your biggest disappointment coming out against that game with the Eagles on Friday night, Jason?
Yeah, I mean, there were a number of them. And I do want to make it clear, I got to Lambeau late, so I was not in the press conference because I don't want to be accepting praise for work that I did that I didn't really deserve. But I was watching it in my car as I drove back from Maddie's appointment with Doc McKenzie. The biggest disappointment for me was the defense not being able to get off the field for 7.5 minutes. They were in a position where they need to get the ball back for their offense, and they didn't get it done. Now, the other stuff that went on with the defense, I would not have freaked out about, just because they didn't tackle all training camp, right? Their guys played 8 snaps against the backups for the Browns. I was not surprised that they had some of the challenges defensively they had. They did get 3 takeaways, even if you thought they were giveaways by Jalen Hurts. I just think that it's you need to be able to get off the grass in that critical situation. However you do it, it doesn't have to be a takeaway, but you can't let the opponent salt away 7.5 minutes and leave your quarterback with 27 seconds, 22 seconds after Keyshawn Nixon takes it out of the end zone. So that was my biggest disappointment. And I think if you're a Packers fan, the other disappointment is offensively, you had so many opportunities. Now, maybe you can spin that as a positive and say, you lost by 5 with your offense squandering as many opportunities as it did. But I don't think there's anything that happened against a very good team. I know they weren't viewed that way down the stretch last year, but I don't think anything happened in Brazil that if you're a Packers fan, you should be sitting there going, oh, no, we're really in trouble, other than Jordan Love getting hurt.
That's completely fair as we're joined by Jason Wilde. And Jason, we know you got to run, so we appreciate the time, and we look forward to talking to you on Thursday.
All right, guys. Sorry for missing my window. I'll talk to you guys on Thursday.
Real
Thanks.
quick, everything good? Doc took care of everything?
We're in negotiations with our freshman varsity cross-country runner of a way that she can continue to run with a torn meniscus.
Yeah, have her rested up. She's got 3 more years.
Yeah, you got to remember who I'm married to, because my favorite story about Paula, she qualified for a national gymnastics championship, and she had broken her wrist, and her mother, and she went to a local hardware store. She had a hard cast, and they went to the local hardware store, bought a hacksaw, and sawed the cast that would allow her to grip the bar so she could compete in a national gymnastics meet. And her daughter, her eldest daughter, is a carbon copy of her mother. And so I was trying to be the intermediary that found a common ground between, one of the best doctors on the planet when it comes to orthopedics, and 2 knuckleheads that I'm related to that push the envelope at
That's
every turn.
a lose spot.
Yeah, so I think we found a common ground, and we're going to see if we can get through the rest of the season. But she is her mother's daughter, as opposed to being her father's daughter, which I would have just cried on the table and scheduled the surgery.
Well, as Alex Strofe whispered in my ear, you are the softest person in that family.
There's no. Hey, is that supposed to be a dig? Because that's just
no.
That's me, Jason. I mean, I'm near tears half the time now that I have a daughter.
I'm near tears.
Yeah. That is our drop. We appreciate the time,
you guys. All right, thanks, guys. Take care. Be good.
That's Jason Wilde. Listen to Jason 9 to noon across these various stations and hear him on just about every show, giving all Packers insight.
I think we cheered him up a little bit.
I think we did too.
Yeah,
because he
needed that.
He needed the outlet, right? He was in the doctor's room with Doc McKenzie and his wife and the kid.
And he was like, I'm all right. And then at the end, he was laughing and smiling. I think we did our job. We did good deeds today, fellas. Nice work.
Well, we got 45 more minutes to go, but we will continue to make everyone happy with a shiny new car from Tsunami Express.
Oh, then you're going to be just like me, because I am a Tsunami Express. I'm a ceramic member, part of their unlimited wash memberships. That's right. Tsunami Express Car Wash. It's going to make your car reflective. I had some stains or something on my rims. Couldn't get them out for the life of me. I go through Tsunami Express Car Wash once. Whoosh, right through there. A state-of-the-art wash technology. What do you know? It's gone. My car, 8.5-year-old car, it looks brand new. Tsunami Express Car Wash has state-of-the-art wash technology, powerful free vacuums, and unlimited wash memberships. Like me, a ceramic member, your car is going to thank you. 5 locations across greater Milwaukee, so you got plenty of options. I'm usually at the Waukesha one, and I'm going there as much as I want. Unlimited membership. That means I can go today, I can go tomorrow, I can go Wednesday, as much as I possibly want. That's because Tsunami Express, man, it's all about the wash, chill, repeat. Give your car the winning drive that it deserves. And guess what? You can get a free car wash when you sign up online at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express, the only place you go for a car wash if you want it to look beautiful and reflective. Tsunami Express Car Wash.
Well, Alex Strofe, he was on Mr. Irrelevant. He's been a good part of the show today. I feel like he's had a good involvement, but we're getting more involvement.
You're a good producer.
With Becoming Relevant, everyone's favorite segment. Next, Becoming Relevant with Alex Strofe is always good.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Hey, Russell, this is Brad. Awesome. I had nothing before them. I had nothing before them.
Hey, Russell, this is Brad.
Hey, Russ, what up, Russ?
Awesome. And I'm going to read this word for word.
Yeah,
That's who I am.
all right, let's give him the floor. I'm going to
Yeah, don't interrupt, dang it.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Well, we got an accident right now on 4394, right about at Beechers, is on the southbound side. It's off on the left shoulder, so watch out for that. Delays coming out of the Marquette interchange. As a matter of fact, it's stretching all the way back towards North Avenue, those delays. Northbound slowing out of the Marquette all the way up towards Locust. We've also got southbound 41 slowing down from before Good Hope Road all the way down past Capitol Drive. Northbound's a bit heavy as well from just north of Center Street all the way up to Capitol as well. Traffic is brought to you by Golden Mask's Oktoberfest celebration this Sunday afternoon, starting at 1:30. Enjoy amazing German food, beer, and live music. Get your tickets at goldenmaskinn.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear skies, a low of 62. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm. Chance for a light shower at night, a high of 83. Weather's brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light.
I think I'm going to have to bring Romeo Dobbs into the Tausch stand category and start promoting and pushing him more.
Wilde and Tausch.
I feel like he is just so criminally. Like, he's an afterthought for too many Packer fans, and I think he's going to have a bust-out year.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
$1 million. That's big, really big. This September, Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is handing out a cool million, and you've got a shot at winning your share. The big $1 million giveaway is here. Just play with your rewards card and you're entered to win. Couldn't be easier and couldn't be bigger. No wonder it's called the Big One. For more details, visit paysbig.com/big one. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Engagement rings, wedding bands, and big anniversary diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Are you looking for a reliable ride? I've got you covered. It's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta. I use AccuTrans Group for my private transportation needs during the college football season. AccuTrans is a veteran-owned business dedicated to providing unmatched corporate, personal, and event-related transportation that you will use again and again. From corporate travel and weddings to group events, AccuTrans Group caters to every occasion. Booking is easy, safe, and dependable. Visit AccuTransGroup.com to get a quote or to book a reservation today for reliable and safe transportation.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Dr. Daniel Holland from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin is joining me. Doctor, what makes an OAW surgeon different from most other surgeons?
At Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, we have all fellowship-trained orthopedic specialists. We have all subspecialties of orthopedics covered through our office, so you can see anybody from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes and everywhere in between.
So let's say someone is feeling pain and they finally walk into OAW for that first time. Can you take me through that process of what's going to happen next?
We always start with an office appointment, which will involve me conversing with the patient, trying to figure out what's happening, and then a physical exam. And we have on-site x-ray and on-site MRI if we should need to move into diagnostic tests of that sort.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It's that time of year to really enjoy the Wisconsin summer and fall, but you cannot do that if you have achy joints. Your knees, your hips, your shoulders, or your back. If those are giving you pain, limiting your life to doing things you want to do, you got to call QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is here to the rescue with their advanced regenerative medicine. That's right, they're going to enhance your joints, improve your mobility, get back to doing the things you love without pain. And this isn't steroids or drugs or surgeries. This is totally breakthrough technology using cellular therapies led by National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup. He is renowned in his cellular research. Guess what? I'm going to QC Kinetics on Wednesday this week. I'm getting my free consultation. My back's acting up a little bit. I said, you know what? No, I need QC Kinetics to help me get to where I want to be. I'm active after all. I will not stand for a life that's inactive. QC Kinetics is going to help you be like one of the thousands of patients who are so satisfied with their treatment. They're the future of medicine. Call QC Kinetics now for their free consultation. Call 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
His name is Brad Nortman. Got a little back pain. He's going to get it all fixed up. I'm Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace. Alex Strofer on the show. UKBN Nation 800-990-3776. It's time now for everyone's favorite segment, Becoming Relevant.
Hey, Mr. Irrelevant, it's time to become relevant. Strofe's time to shine on KBN starts now.
Let's party, fellas. Week 1 of the NFL season just about in the books, but we've got 2 teams left to play tonight. 2 teams we know pretty darn well.
Wait. Oh, 2 teams. I thought you were going to say 2 games. Like, you know how they did the 2 Monday night?
The doubleheader this
They
year.
should have done a
I don't
doubleheader.
think they do that anymore.
Because they forced us to go to Brazil to play on that crappy
Yeah,
field.
because they did Friday instead this year.
And this is a pretty marquee standalone game.
I agree. I'm excited.
49ers and Jets. It's in Santa Clara, so Jets at 49ers tonight. Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, of course, taking on the team that eliminated the Packers last year in the 49ers. But I don't even want to talk about the game. I want to talk about what Netflix announced today. A new Aaron Rodgers 3-part docuseries called Aaron Rodgers Enigma. The picture they are using to promote it is Aaron Rodgers shirtless in the woods, flexing both of his muscles.
Look at me now. Oh,
Will
look
you
at me
will
now.
you watch it?
Absolutely.
December 17th.
I'm gonna be. We watched the 1 minute and 20-second trailer. Brad, you nailed it on the head. Basically, Aaron Rodgers in the trailer is talking about percentage of like each pass on each route in each game situation on any given play. And I was like, man, if this guy's calculating all this like the Matrix, like if he's that smart, he wouldn't miss a damn throw.
Yeah, when I heard him, I said, man, he can't help but sound condescending. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of his thing, isn't
It is. But you know I'm watching it. He's fascinating. He's
an
utterly
enigma.
fascinating. I mean, the fact that a book is named Out of the Darkness and the docuseries is named Enigma. That's just so Aaron Rodgers. He's a fascinating creature.
Is Aaron Rodgers focused on football? Books?
No.
I mean, is he really focused on winning a championship?
We'll find out.
He is. Just listen to him on Pat McAfee tomorrow.
Is he back on McAfee?
I would assume so. I haven't heard otherwise.
Okay.
I don't know what Disney's checks are writing.
Well, I'm going to watch.
He is fascinating. I'll watch too.
All right, let's move to this. I made myself laugh. Benny, you said a sentence. I wasn't sure if it was right, and then I said in your ear that wasn't dumb enough for me to pick on.
I know it was like a passing grade sentence where it's like I can't really rip on him, but it's not great.
All right, fellas. The question today is if
Caleb Williams sucks.
Caleb Williams sucks. Ha!
14 for 29, 93 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. And no rushing stats. Just kidding. 5 rushes for 15 yards in rushing. So he was just over 100 total yards, 108 total yards in the Bears' 24-17 win over the Titans.
Booty cheeks is what Caleb Williams was.
Terrible.
He was bad.
Terrible. Caleb Williams sucks.
He was running around in a panic. I don't care if the offensive line is good or bad. Like it was like, all right, there's pressure. Like just run around. I'm at USC and I can make something happen. The game is different in the NFL. Again, it's week 1. I don't want to overjudge, but I can judge. And week 1 was really, 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 really bad. I mean, he missed you know how we talked about Jordan Love last season, right? Some of his overthrows early in the season. Times that by 10, and that's how bad Caleb Williams' throws were. I mean, a wide open Roma Dunze on the left side. And fortunately or unfortunately for all of you football fans out there, the Bears were on the local, I believe they were local Fox here in the Milwaukee area. So you're going to see that game if you're watching football or you have Redstone, whatever. A lot of people are watching the local. And so if you watch the local, you saw some bad quarterback play out of
Caleb Williams sucks. Yeah, no, Caleb Williams wasn't good at all. And I actually tuned in to try to watch a little bit of it because I was interested to see. I mean, I had to turn because the game was so bad. But yeah, I think that they should have brought in a veteran. We're talking about right now if the Packers should have brought in a veteran last season and now to be a backup to Jordan Love. I think they should have just brought in a veteran presence just to be around him when he has situations like this. He can go to the sideline and actually talk to a guy that's actually been through it versus talking to whoever their backup quarterback is now, some scrub.
Tyson Bagent?
Scrub.
He looked overwhelmed. It looked like the game was too fast for him. So fast for him.
He was running around.
And you know what? In the NFL, you have to learn how to throw passes to guys that really aren't even open. You have to throw them open or throw them only in a small window where only they can get it. he couldn't even hit the open guys. I mean, you're going to get that so rarely in the NFL. A wide open receiver, you got to hit him. That's concerning. He'll get better. I was expecting him to be much better, though, week 1.
Jalen Daniels looked better on a bad team. He didn't play super great, but he played
really bad. He just ran around.
He ran around, but my whole thing is this, though. He performed better than old boy did down there in Chicago.
Jaden Daniels was electric. Yeah, he was really good.
But the thing is that he has lesser talent on that football team.
Bo Nix played better than him, too.
Bears have talent.
I didn't see it.
Caleb Williams sucks,
and he couldn't capitalize on it. And again, this is why you should have somebody compete
Caleb Williams
and earn it.
sucks.
He could be crowned the prince, but at least make him work for it. He came in, he was the golden boy.
Again, whether it be the old head Tom Brady or Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike Mornings on ESPN Wisconsin, they are a big proponent of rookie quarterbacks not playing right away because you can learn something, you can have some time to get a little pace of the game. Even viewing from the sideline of ones against ones over a whole game is
I mean, if we're going to overreact to rookie quarterback play in week 1, it seems like Jaden Daniels is more on the CJ Stroud track and Caleb Williams is more on the Bryce Young track.
Ooh, scathing.
What?
That's pretty bold to put him in that.
I said if we're going to overreact
to week 1.
Oh, I missed the overreact. Don't get me wrong, I like it. I was just like, ooh, strong take stroke.
You're given 1 week of play, Jaden Daniels more like CJ Stroud. It's a fact. Look at the statistics.
I like that overreaction.
He will be a complete bust if that's the case because he has so much more talent than what they have out there.
But he
in
looked
Carolina.
like trash.
He did. With everything
looked
around
like
him, a lot of trash.
All right, last one for you fellas. Tyreek Hill arrested or detained, I guess is probably the correct word.
He had cuffs on him. He was arrested.
Prior to yesterday's game, ends up scoring a touchdown in the season opener and then does a handcuffed celebration. Is that fair or foul?
Fair. I love these athletes going out there, whether it's Scotty Scheffler or it's my boy Tyreek Hill going out there.
Your boy?
Yeah, that's my boy.
Easy on that because before this whole traffic thing, he's had some domestic disputes.
I thought he something with his kid. Was that something?
Yeah, the kid's arm was broken. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your boy?
Nah, I mean,
I think he's a great football player. I love watching him play football. I think he's one of the best.
All right. I'm just saying this. I like when guys go out there and can face adversity and go and perform on the football field. I don't know the man off the field. I never met Tyreek Hill.
Well, my favorite story about Tyreek Hill is when I was because look, I love Tyreek Hill on the football field. He's electric. But, I mean, again, you do you off the field. But he did have some problems with the law. And my future sister-in-law had him on his fantasy team. And when I sent her the article, she was like, why'd you do this to me? Because then she was like, I can't even root for the guy now. John in Milwaukee, 800-990-3776.
We wrap up becoming relevant.
You have a new cat. We talked about human names for pets. Benjamin was turned down by your wife. What's Strophy the cat looking like?
This is a direct quote. What the hell is Strophy? I think that's a no. If I had to guess, I think that's a no.
I don't think you've tried hard enough.
It's not a hard no.
What about Mr. Irrelevant? Come here, Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, like Dr. Evil, Mr. Bigglesworth, Mr. Irrelevant.
Thanks, John, for the follow-up. That's becoming relevant. What's Strophy?
Your cat's name?
You got to get a pet and name it Strophy. Strophy Jr.
That's supposed to be your child.
I can't name it after myself.
Would you name your
too big of a shadow?
If you had a boy, would you have Alex Strofe the second?
I would never name somebody. There's no other Alex Strofe.
Dang right. I like that.
Wow.
I'm with you on that.
Oh
one.
wow, that's where the ego comes from.
I mean, there's probably a lot of
Kyle Wallace.
There's another Alex Strofe out there in this world.
No, there's not.
So?
I could prove it.
Real? How?
Birth certificates. Data.
There is Kyle Wallace. He came up to me. Shout out to him.
There's got to be 8,000 Kyle Wallaces?
More than that.
Are you kidding?
That's a pretty.
Well, damn it, get him down to Kyle, Texas for the world's largest gathering of Kyles so we can break a world record.
I don't think I like y'all disrespecting my name right here in my face.
All right, guys like you are a dime a dozen, Kyle.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
That's what she said.
Kill him, Strofe. Kill him. 1 of 1, Alex Strofe. More next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I love you, KBN Nation. I love you, Kyle. You're my best friend.
I know you need it, so you are my best friend as well.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We had an earlier accident southbound 4394 right about at Beecher. That got clear, but now we still have this other one at Beecher on the left shoulder. So watch for delays all the way back through the Marquette up to Locust. Westbound 94, heavy out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. We do have southbound 41 backing up from Good Hope Road all the way down past Capitol Drive. And then eastbound 94 now starting to slow down from Highway G to Highway 16. And then again out of the Gerke's Corners area all the way to Moreland Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mainly clear, low of 62. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm, slight chance for a light shower at night, a high of 83. Weather is brought to you by Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. Aaron's Art on Wheels weekend is coming up September 13th through the 15th. Get your tickets today and check out the full season schedule at roadamerica.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Loziga on 94.5 ESPN.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Time is running out on the Brewers regular season. Hurry up and catch the crew battle the Diamondbacks September 20th through the 22nd for College Night and a Brewers Puffy Vest giveaway on the 21st. Get your seats now at brewers.com/tickets.
Whether you're about to graduate high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In-person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
Don't miss a moment of football this season at 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee, your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 15 locally owned food vendors, a self-serve beer wall, over 50 HD TVs, and game day specials. What more could you need? If you're not at the game, this is the place to be every Saturday and Sunday. View the vendor list and 30 self-serve beer options at thirdstreetmarkethall.com. That's thirdstreetmarkethall.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at 28 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that was voted Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
Jordan Love sustained a knee injury near the end of the Packers' season-opening loss to the Philadelphia Eagles in Brazil. Tests revealed that the Packers quarterback suffered a sprained MCL, and NFL Network's Ian Rappaport reported over the weekend that Love will miss a few weeks of action.
It is an MCL sprain between grade 1 and grade 2. Probably knocks him out. My understanding is about 3 weeks. Could he beat it? Certainly he could.
The Packers welcome the 0-1 Indianapolis Colts to Lambeau Field Sunday for their home opener. Kickoff is at noon.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank.
Think owning a home is just a dream? No dream at Tri-City is too extreme. Talk to us and we'll show you how that dream you're dreaming can be reality now. Tri-City National Bank, equal housing lender, NMLS 433891.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Girl, let me love you, and I will love you until you learn to love yourself. Girl, let me love you, I know your trouble, don't be afraid.
Football season is here, and I got to tell you about Universal Windows Direct, because that means the fall is just around the corner. And with cooler temperatures that we felt this past weekend, it's time to make sure your home is ready. And if you're dealing with drafty windows all summer, your AC working overtime, or just bad insulation, now's the perfect time to upgrade with Universal Windows Direct before the cold weather hits. They have this super spacer technology, which makes these windows perform better, last longer, and it helps keep your home more comfortable no matter the season. Call Universal Universal Windows Direct today at 414-410-2000. And for every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. There is no limit. Plus 0% financing for 60 months. That's 0% interest for 5 whole years. Contact them today at 414-410-2000 and they will hook you up. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to uwd.com, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
He's Kyle Wallace. I'm Ben Brust alongside former NFL punter Brad Nortman. You, KBN Nation, can get into the show at 800-990-3776. I do want to recap a lot of what we hit on because it is intriguing to see where Kyle Wallace's brain is today. You can find our Twitter and our polls on Twitter at KBN ESPN. One of them being, how many games will the Packers win / what will the record be at the end of week 6? Kyle, you are still on the they will be 3-3 train. They're going to go 3-2.
I believe the Packers can go 3-3 with this football, with the schedule that they have coming up. I believe the Green Bay Packers can go 3-2 with Jordan Love being out.
Brad, did you give you said 2-4?
I did. I'm going to go 2-4, but knowing what I know now, that I think I was assuming 2-4, Jordan Love out the whole time or almost the whole time. I think he might come back sooner. I think I'm 3-3 now.
I still will stay with 2-4. We have 11% at 4-2, 29% at 3-3, 41% at 2-4, and 1-5 or 0-6. 19%.
How bad do you guys think this football team is without Jordan Love? So you're saying you believe that this football team is basically like a 4-win football team without Jordan Love, so 4-13?
If Jordan Love was out the whole year and they just had to play it out with Malik Willis,
5 to 6 wins.
Yeah, I'd say that's about right. Probably bottom 5 roster in the NFL, or bottom 5 record in the NFL.
So 5 to 6 wins, and you say 6, which is a third away through the season with 6 games, that they're going to be 2-4, and you guys think they may be able to eke out 1 win in these 5 games?
Well, they have to eke out two wins.
Oh, they have to go 2 wins.
Yeah, 2-4.
They'd go 2-4.
2-4. They're 0-1. There's 5 games till week 6. We have them 2-3.
Right.
1 win difference. You've been really struggling with this question.
That's not bad. Math is my thing. That's not bad. 2-3.
Just under 500.
I wouldn't be disappointed with 2-3, to be honest. I wouldn't be. Not at all.
Earlier in the show, we took a lot of calls and heard from KBN Nation. Did Jordan Love live up to your expectations prior to his injury on Friday? Yes, 45%. No, 55%. Now, I will add, it was very interesting to see Josh DiMaggio, producer of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, quote tweet something that said the Packers had 7 plays over 20 yards, which led the NFL in week 1.
Dang, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that's why I'm here for Nuggets.
Pretty explosive right there.
It looked good, but it didn't at the same time. There were some struggles, but there was some excitement. Both offensively and defensively as well.
I think that's what we touched on, right? Was that there was enough fireworks. There was enough that led me to say, you know what? It's there. The ingredients are there. The explosiveness and the high-octane offense that we saw at the end of last year, it's still there. But then comes this Jordan Love injury. That's what made this loss so painful. If there's no Jordan Love injury, you'd say, all right, well, it was a close game. Eagles are a good team, but week 1, we're all right. But now you just wonder the step back, how many losses you're going to hit in between, and then what's Jordan Love like back once he is healthy?
It's Malik Willis, guys. He's no good.
Not great.
He's no good, Kyle. He's no good. He's no good.
There's a lot of no good quarterbacks in the NFL.
No, he's like no
those
good.
Teams lose.
Oh, okay. Well,
and then the coach gets fired.
Well, defensively, the Green Bay Packers were able to force a really good team in the Eagles to have turnovers in this game. Is this something that you guys think the defense can replicate coming up in week 2 against the Colts?
I love how you're asking us the same question that we've said no to all show, and that's why we put it on the poll.
So
for fans to react to. Kyle Wallace says the Packers will have a top 10 defense by the end of the season. Do you agree? 53% agree with Kyle Wallace. Wow. 47% disagree. And I'm still shocked by this number because I'm not going to fall for what were a couple of interceptions, right? They are takeaways. They only had 7 interceptions last year as a team, so they're already over 25% of the way there.
Yep, I already did the math. 28 and some change, Ben. 29% of the way there. How about that?
The reason why I know those type fractions because my 3-point shooting percentage, was always hovering around 39%. So 2 and 7, I know was below 33, which ain't good.
So why is it against lesser offenses that we don't believe that this defense can rise to the occasion, play to a no?
Because Bryce Young, the worst quarterback in the NFL.
Oh, that's last. Stop saying don't.
It's the same guys plus Xavier
there's
McKinney.
Not that many difference in personnel.
Y'all just don't believe, and just say it. You don't believe.
I don't believe because of what I saw and what the pass has been.
You just told me that this defense was able to do something they could not do last year: force interceptions and force more turnovers.
One game, Kyle.
Against a very good football team, and the offense did not.
They still gave up 400 plus yards and 140 rushing.
If the Green Bay Packers were able to capitalize offensively in those first 2 drives, we're looking at a completely different football game. We're having a different conversation.
Monday morning quarterback, Kyle Wallace.
It's not Monday morning quarterback. Our defense put our offense in a position to have opportunities to put points on the board, more than 3 points, and they did not do it.
Compared to kickoff Friday night to the end of the game Friday night, were you more optimistic or more uncertain about the defense?
I wasn't more optimistic, but I definitely was still in a place where I'm like, okay. I
was more uncertain.
I didn't leave that saying, oh my gosh, I need to panic. This is the same old defense. I didn't leave that because for me, I saw some bright spots in this defense, and I understood. There are guys who are playing in new positions in the first time in a completely different scheme. We're not talking about a different defensive coordinator bringing a different 3-4. We're talking about flipping the switch from a 3-4 to a 4-3 defense with most of these guys who have only played in a 3-4 defense. And so with that,
what a great time to have a learning curve without a quarterback.
Well, the great time to have a learning curve on probably the easiest stretch of your season right now.
It's not a great time to have learning curve. You need them to play at a high level ASAP.
Regardless of Jordan Love not being there, the defense is going to have to step up and show that they belong to be a really good defense on a Super Bowl championship team. And regardless of Jordan Love being there or not, they need to show that they're a Super Bowl caliber defense. So they need to step up and rise to this occasion to say, we are going to put this team on our back and carry this offense until Jordan Love is back and show
all I hear is hope, faith, and I want to hear from Brian Balaga, who's joining us next, because he's a guy who was in the trenches, probably saw something different than we saw, and he is the doctor of football for a reason. Brian Balaga, former Packer, joins Kyle, Brust, and Nortman before the Homer Hour next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
And I said, it just came out. I said, are y'all going to talk the whole show like this? Good for you. For the next 25 minutes, all they said was they started ribbing me. Oh, you going to clap like that the whole time? You going to laugh like that the whole time?
No.
You going to lay back like that the whole time? Why don't y'all go sit over in the open seats?
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Greg Matzek, Gary Ellerson, the day after reaction show you need in your life.
This offense, Matt LaFleur's side of the ball, dragged this whole team through where they are right now.
It's Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Mondays with Greg and Gary.
The defense got hot at the right time. That might be what we're seeing here with the Packers defense as well.
Live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios from 6 to 8 p.m. every Monday on 94.5 ESPN.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Take me out to the ball game, roll out the barrel, and get up, get out of here, gone. There's nothing like Milwaukee baseball. The Brew Crew is back, and we're here to help you turn your tailgate or game viewing experience into a grand slam. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where since 1960 we have provided the best selection and the lowest prices. We stock literally thousands of varieties of beer, liquor, wine, and mixers. Over 15,000 actually, but who's counting? The point is, you want it, odds are we have it. Combine our incredible selection and everyday low prices with our 2 convenient locations, and you've got your one-stop shop for game day. Discount Liquor in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, only 10 minutes from AmFam Field, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Maine.
Discount liquor.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Walsh for Universal Windows Direct. Right now, for every 2 windows you buy, get 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. Call 414-410-2000 to schedule your free in-home estimate today. And remember, football season is here and cooler temps are on the way, so do not wait. For every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free, plus 0% financing for 60 months. That is 5 years. Restrictions apply. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to uwd.com, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance?
Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
For love of the game.
But there's nothing like being selected to the Olympic team.
And love of their country.
Championship of that level, gold medal, means more.
Tune into Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Inside stories from Bucks stars on the agony and triumph of competing to win it all at the Olympics. It's Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
When the power goes out, your life is disrupted. Heat, air conditioning, refrigeration, phones, all gone. Be prepared for the next outage with a Generac home standby generator. After sensing a power outage, a Generac generator automatically restores your home's power, whether you're home or away. Power your life with a generator from Adams, Wisconsin's #1 rated Generac dealer. Adams provides sales, installation, maintenance, and 24/7 service from all locations. Learn why Adams is your best choice in providing power peace of mind. Visit adamspower.com today.
Grab your lederhosen and get ready for Oktoberfest at the Golden Mast this Sunday afternoon starting at 1:30. Enjoy a fun-filled day with German food, beer, and live music on Okauchee Lake. Get your tickets at goldenmastin.com.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee. You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of.
Head over to Potawatomi Casino Hotel to enjoy everything in tonight's game. They'll have baseball on, they'll have Monday Night Football. It's the movie theater of sports viewing, plus 20-minute reserved parking spaces if you're in a rush to get a bet placed. I love the place. We are there all the time. I'm there Wednesdays for the weekly wager. We have tons of remotes in the new broadcast booth, but most importantly, their kitchen, named The Kitchen, is so freaking good. The food is so good, a full bar. That 2,000 square foot video wall, I can't say enough about it. Go check out Potawatomi Casino Hotel, slots, bingo, table games, and the brand new sports book as Brad and Kyle placed some bets last week, and you might as well burn that money if they could.
Still holding out hope for 29 touchdown passes.
Yeah, I mean, if he comes back earlier than we think. But let's get to the guy, Brian Balaga, the doctor of football, joining Kyle, Brust, and Nortman before the Homer Hour. Brian, how are you?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good. We've tried to dissect Kyle's Packer-backer brain and also stay objective to what we saw and not overreact to week one. How's that for a summary?
No, I mean, it makes sense. Listen, I've been reading a lot of Packers Twitter today, and a lot of people are very upset about the defense. And listen, I understand you don't want to give up that many points. Philly's offense, as we saw, is potent. They got a really good offensive line. I knew they had a good offensive line. That was something that I talked about in the pregame about seeing Lane Johnson versus Rashawn Gary and that matchup. That was going to be big. But I'm not panicking on the defense, because if we look at that game and real quick look at that game, 3 turnovers, 9 points from the turnovers, right? If we score 14 points off the turnovers or 17 points off the turnovers, it's a different ball game, a completely different ball game, and you put our defense in more of a position to be attacking, and they can do what they want to do, and that's rush the passer. You only get 9 points off those turnovers, and Philly get their takeaway, and they get 7 from that takeaway. It changes the ball game completely, and the 3 and the 2 turnover takeaway margin is completely erased. So that to me is the key that I'm kind of looking at. Yes, I do want our defense to clean up some things, but I'm not freaking out about it. I'm really not.
Preach, Brian, preach.
Brian, we know, well, we don't know, but we think Jordan Love's going to be out this game. And we hear anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks. At first, we thought maybe 5. Matt LaFleur is being coy about, hey, if he's not cleared, then Malik Willis is going to play. Let's just say Jordan Love's out 4 games, okay? What would be success, in your opinion, over the course of those 4 games from a record standpoint?
Tell me if I'm wrong. It's Colts, it's Vikings, it's
Titans and
Titans and Rams. Okay, so we all saw the Rams. They're pretty good. they're good this year.
They are.
Hard to judge the Vikings off what they did to the Giants. The Giants may win 3 games this year. Hard to judge, but they look good. You know what I mean? Vikings look good in their opener. Well, I mean, you can't say anything bad about it.
O'Connell's a good coach, and they have talent.
Yeah. And they beat the team on their schedule. That is what it is. And I watched pretty much all that Colts games, considering that's who the Packers were playing coming up. And I watched the Titans game. I got that ticket, so I could watch them both.
I do too, Brian. It's the only way to go.
And yeah, it was fun to watch both games. And I'll tell you what, the Colts look good too. Colts look like a solid football team. So I think if they get out of if Jordan Love's out for 4 weeks, I'd love 500. I would love 500 and walk away with that as an even split without Jordan Love. I'd feel good about that.
Brian, with Jordan Love being down and Malik Willis just basically getting to this football team a couple weeks ago, what does this offense now look like with the Malik Willis at the quarterback position?
Yeah, I think that's where we were talking about it last week with Jason Wilde, especially with him coming in so quickly and then being named as the backup right away when he doesn't really know the offense. And we kind of saw him going at the end of the game. And, you can't expect much at that point. It's a tough position. But I expect the offense to maybe be a little bit more simplified. But he's going to get a full week under his belt, right? Like, I think they'll get to install things that he does well, and LaFleur will get to kind of work around what's going to fit his game. So while we're going to not see as many, especially this first week, as many like intricate things that we see Jordan Love doing, I think we're going to see a pretty open offense. Obviously, sometimes it's hard to judge are we really opening the offense if we just run it right or run it left. But those are all play calls and adjustments that get made at the line of scrimmage. Malik's going to have to read defenses and communicate to the guys up front and the guys out wide. So I think the playbook will be open for him, but there's certain things that at this point, him, for how short he's been at 1265, there's just things he's not going to be able to do, and that's okay. I think the team around him is solid enough, and I think that the defense will step up. I really do. I think week 1 was an eye-opener, and I think the defense is going to step up from week 1.
Talking with Brian Balaga here on Kyle Brust and Nortman before he joins Homer on the Homer Hour from 5 to 6. Brian,
making me smile.
What concerns did you have from week 1?
I think the concern, I mentioned it earlier, was the red zone offense and kind of getting the ball on turnovers and not scoring touchdowns and the penalties and sloppy play. And listen, there's things we can credit that to and things of that, but just the red zone offense, like you gotta punch it in against good teams when you're in the red zone. You can't go down there and get pushed back from penalties and busted plays and sacks and kick field goals against playoff teams. Like, we all know that's not a formula to win. When you play good teams, you have to score touchdowns, because if you're learning from just last week, and I'm sure people that have watched the Packers for a long time, been playing a lot of big games against a lot of good teams, you got to score touchdowns to win. Field goals aren't going to get it done. So to me, I think just cleaning up that red zone offense will alleviate a lot of these issues. It would have alleviated a lot of issues on Friday if they would have scored in the red zone. So to me, I think that's going to be an emphasis. But obviously, the quarterback position is a concern, right? I mean, if I didn't say it, I'd be a knucklehead if I didn't say it. Because listen, he's a really good quarterback, and he's not there. It's a clear issue. But I think the team's going to rally, and it's early in the season. I'm not hitting the panic button. I'm not there yet. I think this team has a lot to grow still, but I think the potential's there for them to win some games early right now without Jordan Love. I think there's potential for it.
Brian, all offseason we talked about who's the number one wide receiver and all that kind of stuff. After the Friday night's game, can we just agree Jayden Reed is the Packers' number one weapon?
Oh, I mean, he's a stud, right? But I think as good as he is, I think this is going to change by week because teams are going to focus on him, and then Wicks will be open and available, and then Watson will be open and available, then Dobbs.
Hey, buddy, they can't do what he can do when they're open. Come on. Tell them the truth, Doc. They can't do what he can do. Never.
Well, I'm not trying to compare one. I'm not trying to compare one guy to the other. But defenses can scheme guys. That's the whole thing. Defenses scheme players, and when you scheme a player, that gives an opportunity to somebody else.
You can't scheme him.
Well, I love when we get the show preview right before the show. That's Homer. That's the Doctor. Brian Balaga. They're next in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Traffic. 94 eastbound is backing up a bit through the construction zone from about Highway G to Highway 16. More delays